3, 2, 1. I'm live. Yay. Hi, everybody. I am Gulf Coast Granny, Charlotte. You can call me Charlotte or you can call me Granny. So, how is everybody doing tonight? This is first live stream I've done on a Saturday in about 2 weeks. So, I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to see everybody else here. Wait a minute. There's one of you here. Is that you, Poppy? I just kicked Poppy out. He was testing my volume. Let me know if you can hear me okay, please. Can you hear me, Wesley? So I am here to tell y'all that before too much longer. Hey, Terry, how are you? Can you hear me okay? Poppy is almost finished with my garden, y'all. Almost finished. I'm so excited. I can't hardly stand it. He assembled the gate today. He made it himself out of just some pine wood and some of the cattle panels that we had left over. He created a fence out of that. And all he has to do, he stained it. He painted the cattle panel black to match the rest of the fencing. And tomorrow, after 4 o'clock, when the rain stops, he will be installing it. So hopefully we'll be able to get some dirt, soil, whatever you want to call it, moved from random spots in the yard to the actual garden beds themselves. I'm doing great, Terry. Actually, look, I've been eating low carb for a little while and doing my best. Well, today I threw the diet in the toilet. We went to Cracker Barrel for breakfast and I got chicken and French toast. Words and mouth ain't matching. Oh no. All right, I'll fix it, I think. Honey, come here a minute. Will you give me that box that I put my computer on? I'm trying to use my phone to film, and yeah, there's a bit of a delay. Put that underneath there, please. Thank you. I'm just going to switch to my crappy old camera on my Google Chromebook. Give me 1 second. I'm going to add myself. I'm going to unmute. Turn off my phone and get off of there. There. I hope that works. Can you hear me now? I just want to be sure. No, you might be able to. Okay, great. So anyhow, we have a lot of soil to move into a lot of garden beds. Right now, I don't have all the garden beds that I need, but I have 2 big gray ones that are 3 feet wide by 8 feet long, 3 feet deep by 8 feet long. And then I have 4 2x4 foot beds that are 2 feet tall. And then I have 3 2x4 foot oval shaped beds that are, I think, about 17 inches tall. And tomorrow I'm going to order some more of the 2 foot tall ones because I've discovered that I like those better. Just simply because I'm old and I don't want to bend over an extra 4 inches or 5 or 8 or however many it is. Let's see, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4. So that's 7 inches difference. I know it shouldn't make a big difference, but it kind of does, Hey, Lydia, how are you tonight? Tonight we're talking about my garden and plants, and I've decided that we're going to solve world hunger. I'm not sure how yet, but I'm working on it. We're going to work on it. Look, there's Birdie back here behind me, looking at me like I've got 2 heads. Birdie. She's like, who are you talking to, lady? So we just got back from, I was going to tell you about my diet, okay? My diet that I blew off today. I had chicken and French toast for breakfast this morning at Cracker Barrel. Now, I say it was breakfast. It was more like a brunch because we went to Lowe's and we got the wood and we got some amendments for my garden. And then we came back here and we did a lot of work. And I moved all the trees around in my garden beds. I figured out how I want my garden beds placed in my garden. Poppy was doing all his building stuff and painting. And when he came inside, I said, hey, let's go to Walmart and see if they got some blueberry bushes. Well, they had some, but they wanted $24.99 for a 2-gallon container of them. I'm like, y'all are crazy. I'm not paying that. So, hey, honey, do you have the receipt from Tractor Supply?
Yes.
So what we did was we went to Tractor Supply instead. Y'all, I found 2 Becky Blues blueberry plants and 1 more I Declare. So now I have 2 Hello Darlings. I have 2 I Declare. And I have 2 Becky Blues. And I have 3 that I have no idea what they are. They're either Brightwell, Tiff Blue, or Powder Blue. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It's been like 3 years since I bought them. And the tags have gotten all brittle and broken off. And so I don't know what they are. Hey, Jane Doe, how you doing today? It's been a pretty amazing day. I hope you had one too. So anyhow, we did that. And then we decided we were hungry. And I asked I asked Poppy. The kids. I asked Poppy and my son, where y'all want to go eat? I'm hungry. Let's go eat something. Well, we all decided it wasn't just their fault. We wanted to go to Wendy's. And the reason I wanted to go to Wendy's is because why? Come on. Why? Come on. Y'all know why. Because I needed a Frosty. I needed a stinking Frosty so bad. So I got me a chocolate Frosty because there is no other flavor. I don't care how many flavors that Wendy's makes of their Frosty. I'm an original girl. And I like Frosties. Chocolate, the way they're supposed to be. Right? Who agrees? Anybody agree with me? So, not sponsored. We went to Wendy's. And this is not a Diet Coke. You know what it is? It is a vanilla Dr. Pepper. Yes. So then we got back here. Oh, and I did buy a great big 40-pound bag of 13-13-13 fertilizer. And I think that'll be fine. I used it all. I've probably used it for the last 2 years in a row in my garden. It's going to be great. But I did get wood chips and I got mushroom compost. And here in this house, we call it mushroom poop because compost is usually poop, manure, whatever. So that's what we call it. So we got like 5 bags, 10 cubic feet of the wood chips, and then 5 bags of the mushroom poop. And so I'm ready. When the rain's, it's supposed to rain, y'all. It's supposed to rain tomorrow from 4 a.m. until 4:00 p.m. And I'm really ticked off about it because this is the last weekend that it's going to take to get my garden finished. And it ain't even going to give me 1 full day. They told us today it was going to rain all day long. Oh, 80% chance rain. Oh, blah, blah, blah. So we're looking at the sky going, oh, yeah, it does. It looks like rain. Gosh, it looks terrible out. It's gray. It's not 1 drop. Thankfully, we stayed out there piddling around and doing what we were doing, and we got finished with what we needed done tonight. Now, if the sun would have been shining bright, I would have my gate installed today because it was cloudy and overcast and cool outside. The wind was blowing a little bit. The stain and the paint were not able to dry like they needed to, so we're going to have to wait till tomorrow to do it. But that's okay. That's okay. As long as we get it done. Here's what I'm worried about. Wet soil is really heavy. And I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get all of my beds filled up. Poppy can help me, but it's going to be difficult for both of us because I don't care who you are. A 30-pound bag of wet soil is freaking heavy. So I don't know how that's going to work out. But we've got a whole bunch of logs to put in the bottom of the beds. And we're going to put the wood chips in with the soil. And we're also going to put, mix all the mushroom compost together with it. And then I'm going to just start planting stuff. But here's some good news. My apricot tree came in today, and my new pear tree came in yesterday. Well, I ordered the pear tree from a place called Online Orchard through Home Depot. Y'all, this pear tree was beautiful. It was absolutely, hey, Renee, how are you? Thanks for coming in. The pear tree I got was pruned so nicely. It's not super tall. It's about 3, maybe 4 feet tall, but it's got a nice center stem, a leader stem, and the branching is all evenly spaced, and they have it pruned back, and there's already little buds coming out like it wants to leaf out or flower or whatever they do first. I've never had a pear tree, so I don't know. But the apricot tree came today, and I ordered it from a place that I really had a lot of confidence in. And I have to say that I'm not happy with the condition that they sent me this tree. They said it was on the box. It even says professionally pruned before it comes to you or something to that effect. We opened that tree up. There crossed branches all over the place. It's 8 feet tall. Not pruned at all. Dead or dying branches on it. Not much leafing out except at the very top. And I'm super, super concerned that it might already have canker. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. And this tree cost me a lot of money, y'all. A lot. I'm not going to say where I got it until I find out what condition this tree is in. I'm probably going to prune about 1/3 of it off. And that includes the top, the extra feet that I paid for. But I mean, it's okay because I wanted a dwarf miniature sized orchard anyway, because I have a small backyard and I was intending to prune it so that it stayed at a certain height. So it's okay. I'm going to be doing a video as soon as the weather clears so that y'all can see everything that I've got going on and kind of do a garden update, garden makeover update, because of course there won't be any plants in it yet. I've already taken pictures, Renee. I've taken tons of pictures of it. Because in fact, I'm going to send them the pictures and say, what happened to the professional pruning before it got to me? Why did you send me a tree that looks like this with so I'm going to send them that email tomorrow with the pictures attached. And, I don't expect my money back, but I do expect them to maybe make it worth my while to keep it, or take it back and maybe ship it for me. One of the two. I don't know. But I feel like they need to do something to make it right. I paid $120 for that tree, and it looks like a $12 tree. And that is no lie. Poppy, am I wrong? Never mind. He's in his phone, y'all. He ain't paying no attention to me. It looks like I'm going to have to buy a new camera because the Logitech camera that I use usually on my computer kind of quit working on me. No, it didn't kind of quit working. It actually just crapped the bed, okay? So right now I'm using my Google camera, and it is terrible. I don't like it. Here I am eyeballing myself a little bit over here. But Not that it doesn't really bother me that much, but I know for YouTube, they want to have a prettier picture. So I'm going to try to give them one. Hey, God's Desire, how are you tonight? Good to see you. I hope your neck is better. But I got Renee, I got the body done for my, well, okay, done is a relative word. All of the stitches are done. I just haven't stuffed it yet. But and I've got a little bit started on the nose. So that's where we're at with that. I ordered some eyeballs last night on Amazon. Bonnie, hi. Thanks for coming in. It's slowly feeling better. Good. I'm so glad to hear that. I really hate it that you're struggling. I do, because I know how much that hurts. I get it right here all the time, right up that muscle and back into the back of my head. And I actually think that that's why my head was hurting so bad last night. I wasn't able to participate with Renee and Jackie on making the Tanner dinosaur because my head felt like it was going to explode. And usually when I get a headache, it's a sinus headache and it hurts, in my eyes and across my face. Not this time. It hurt all back in the back of my head back here. So I really think it was just really tense muscles or something. Then again, the past few days I've been feeling a little not sick, but kind of out of sorts as far as I've been feeling like I might have a fever every now and then. And I have a cough, a little bit of a cough, not much, just a little, enough to annoy me, but not enough to be absurd. You know what I mean? Just really not myself, but I'm not sick. I am not sick. I'm not going to get sick. It is probably allergies making me feel this way. And I'm sticking with my story. Okay. Yeah, that neck. Oh gosh, that neck pain is something. Does it go down into your shoulder too, like around your shoulder blade back there? That's where mine gets me. It goes from my neck right straight down that muscle next to your spine, and then it kind of settles in that triangle between my shoulder blade and my spine. Yeah, that is awful. And Poppy, he's not a masseuse, God love him. And every time I say, hey, rub my neck, rub my shoulder, do something, it hurts really bad, right? And he'll rub it like this. Or he'll try to push down on my shoulder. And I'm like, oh God, that hurts so bad. Don't do that. Or he has really strong hands because he works with his hands. And he's like, nah, 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 nah. And I'm like, hey, you're pulling the lung out. Stop. It's still nagging at the base. Oh, I'm sorry. Gosh. Look, God's Desire, I'm telling you, I know massages are expensive, but if you can scrape it together, go get one. Seriously. Even if it's not one of those deep tissue ones, get like a hot stone massage because those are more soothing and less brutal. The deep tissue ones are very brutal and you feel like they're ripping your muscles out of your body. And Poppy likes that kind. I do not. Right, Renee. I think so too. I think she needs a massage. I think I need one too. Hey, Poppy, I think I need one too.
I'll throw hot rocks at you.
He said he'd throw hot rocks at me. I'm going to do that. I haven't had one in a while. You had that pain very early morning. Oh, no. Man, maybe all of us are just stressed out and we need to relax. I'm not stressed, though. I don't feel stressed at all. Here's what I do. When I crochet, I tilt my head, and I don't know why I do that. I'll catch myself doing it, and I'll try to straighten it up, and it hurts. It'll get to where that whole muscle gets so tight that I can't turn my neck all the way, and I can't even touch my shoulder with, actually it's a little tight right now. See that? It doesn't go over as far. But what are you doing, dear?
Okay.
My husband is over there playing with the cats. They are on the cat tower. I have this cat tower that goes from the floor to the ceiling. And then I have another cat romper room. It's a set of shelves that you attach to the wall, and they're boxes, and it goes up 3 levels. And so that's their little romper room is what I call it. And they get up there and make all kinds of racket, y'all. But sometimes they'll sit in, there's this little hammock. It's round and it's made out of fabric and it does this. And they love that. They love that hammock. So when they're laying in there real relaxed, Poppy will go up there and play with them and try to get them riled up.
No, I'm being nice and scratching her butt.
Excuse me. He said he's being nice and scratching their booty. That's what I noticed. I was tilting my head. So I've been trying to use, a neck pillow. Is that working out for you, God's desire? Because if it does, I'm going to try to get one. Because that is probably the majority of my issue is tilting my head. And I think it's weird that I do it, but I know I do. And I didn't even realize I did it until I started doing live streams of me crocheting. And I'd look at myself in the viewfinder. I'm like, what the heck are you doing, lady? Pick your head up, you know? So it does help. Okay, that's good to hear. I may get me a neck pillow. Hey, if you don't mind, could you send me a link to one on the Instagrams? Because yeah, I think I would like to have one of those, and I don't quite know exactly what to buy. I have a problem. I do the same thing, and I don't sit up. Yep, I have a bad habit of slouching too. I really do. My grandmother, I'll never forget when I was a little girl, I would be all slouched over, like this, and she'd put her knuckle in my back and say, "You sit up straight." Okay. You don't have to tell me twice. Not while she's around. Of course, when she left, I was like, Hey, Camille, how are you tonight? Thanks for coming in. So anyhow, listen, you know what? I lied to you guys and I didn't mean to. It was not an apricot tree that came today. It was my nectarine tree that came and was not in the best of shape. I didn't mean to, I misspoke. I really did. Don't know why I did that. Maybe because I'm about to tell you this. I'm getting an apricot tree tomorrow. It's being delivered tomorrow, and I'm really excited about that too. An apricot tree, can you imagine? I don't know if it's going to fruit down here, but it's a Katy variety, Katy apricot, and Katy. And it looked like, according to all the reviews and all the information that I read about this particular apricot, that it had the best chance of producing fruit here in South Mississippi. They don't like it here. They don't like the wet spring. They don't like the humid, the humidity. They prefer a drier climate. So what I thought I might do is almost build. Y'all are going to laugh at me. Poppy and I were talking about this afternoon. And I thought, okay, here's what we'll do. We will build a see-through pole barn for the apricot tree. Does that sound ridiculous? What we would do is put like 4x4s in the ground, right? And then go up and over with clear corrugated plastic. And then, or maybe even that greenhouse plastic stuff, the polycarbonate, and then put a layer in the back. And that way it is shielded from the rain on basically 3 sides and the top, and also shielded from heavy winds. And there's nothing I can do about the humidity. I mean, believe me, if there was something I could do, I would have done it a long time ago. You don't think it's ridiculous, Camille? Look, you got to take care of your trees, you know. But I just really would love to have an apricot and a tree that produces. So keep your fingers crossed for my little apricot. Hubby and I have similar how do we make this work combos about the garden stuff. Yeah, we do that a lot. In fact, I will relay something to him. Okay, I want this done. Here's a for instance. I told Poppy how I wanted the gate to look to the garden. Woosa. So I said, what I want you to do is cut a piece of that cattle panel in a rectangle because it's 50 tall and 48 wide. That's how big the opening is. I said, you can come in maybe an inch on either side, 1.5 inches. And then you can come up about 2 inches. So basically it would be 48 tall and maybe 46.5 wide, right? The whole gate. I said, just take your boards and make a square, 2 of them, two 46.5 by 48 squares, rectangles, whatever. Sandwich that fencing in between both squares. It'll make a perfect gate, right? Apparently not. He said, I forget the reason he said he didn't do it that way, but what he did was he took some really thin wood and put it in between along with the panel. And then so there's a gap of about that much between the 2 squares that are holding the cattle panel in between. And like I said, I can't remember why he said he did it that way, but I walked outside. I said, what are you doing? He looked at me, says, go away. I am not a carpenter, but I'm doing what you asked me to do. Now just go away. I said, yes, sir. I'm gone. But you know what? When he was done with it, and this always happens, he'll be in the middle of something and I'll look at him and go, is that the way I asked you to do that? And he'll say, just wait till it's finished. It'll look fine. He's right. You should look. We remodeled a house together back in, we bought the house in 2001 and we lived in it for 9 years. And probably for 3 of those years, we were remodeling room by room by room by room because we had to live there. So the whole house was a construction zone, or at least one room of it was a construction zone for 3 solid years, y'all. And we used to joke and say, you know what? There are not enough bleeps in the world for the 2 of us to be on the Home and Garden channel together, redoing a house. There's just not enough bleeps. The words that would fly were so ugly and vile. Hey, what was the reason you said you separated the 2 squares?
2 squares.
On the gate?
Oh.
What was the reason you put that separation in there?
Because if I would have just tried to screw the 2 pieces of lumber together, it would have been wavy and you would have lost your stinking mind.
Oh, that's right. He said what would happen is the wood would get wavy because of the metal that was in there. So the sun would beat on it, the rain would get on it, and it would get really wavy. And I would lose my mind because I'm a little bit of a freak about things that are not even.
A little?
Okay, a lot, maybe. You think?
This much?
Poppy said this much. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. So you want to come and say hi to everybody?
I can.
Sit with me. Y'all are about to meet Poppy, for those of you who don't know him. And I think many of you do. I know Terry does. Poppy's a little bit dirty because he was working hard all day today, y'all. Yup. This is my husband. This is Poppy. Say hi, Poppy.
Hello. And there's the dirt you was talking about.
This is not dirt. This is paint. He washed his hands. It's just paint. And stain. Yeah, that's all it is. But he works hard. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it. Okay, you can go now.
What?
I'm just teasing. So, but you could get me some tea if you'd like.
You drink your Coke.
I don't like the Dr. Pepper. Yeah, not my favorite.
Coke.
Hey, Lydia said, "Hi, Mr. Gulf." We just call him Poppy. Lydia, you can call him Poppy too, or Mr. Poppy. That's what the grandbabies call him. That's what I call him. In fact, I was talking to my son tonight when we went to Tractor Supply, and I said, "Hey, tell Poppy." And I looked at him. I was like, "Never mind. Tell your daddy." So I get a little confused too.
A little?
Yeah, a little bit. And look, y'all, I had a different T-shirt on tonight. This just has letters on it. But the one I had on had this guy with a gas mask on and a
Gat.
No, don't say that word. You can't say that word on here.
A pew pew?
Yeah. He was holding a
a pew pew.
Like Elmer Fudd. So I've been thinking, I know, right? What do you say when I got an idea?
Those are expensive and dangerous.
He said those are expensive and dangerous. So anyhow, I'm sitting there and I'm putting my face on, well, just my lips really. And I was brushing my hair before I came on. Hi, Alex. How are you tonight? So I'm doing all that, and I look down at my shirt because I'm looking at myself in the mirror, right? I looked down at my shirt and said, "Poppy, I can't wear this. You got to find me another shirt."
It's not a gas mask, honey.
I can't wear that on YouTube. What is it?
It's a boar hog.
What?
It's a boar. It's a hog. It's a pig.
I know what a hog is.
But it's a 511 shirt, which is a lot of police gear.
Oh, look.
And
Come on, Birdie.
police, pigs. So they use the play on the like a SWAT officer.
Yes.
And he had all the SWAT gear on.
Yes.
And it says 511 on the sleeve.
Right.
And then my son-in-law, that is an officer, got me that shirt.
Yes, that is true. But I was really afraid to wear it on YouTube because you know how YouTube is. They will like kink your channel or something if you.
Because it does have a pew pew.
Yeah. And I'm like, I can't wear that. Hey, look, there's all my rows put together. I still have 5 more rows to go.
But instead, she has one of my Valhalla shirts on.
Yeah, this is a Until Valhalla shirt. Thanks for posting the links, Jane Doe. I appreciate that. So tell me about your gardens. What's going on? Like, do you have things planted yet? Are you still waiting for actual spring? Are you waiting for the snow to melt? I don't know what's going on with y'all. I know that most of my gardening associates are pretty much Southern folks. Oh, y'all, speaking of associates, help me welcome my good friend Grumpus to the stage.
I'm just waiting on my camera to work.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear me?
Talk to me, Grumpus. Talk to me.
Well, how about that?
Corn, peas, green beans, and lettuce today. You go, ma'am. You go. See, now I can't grow corn here. I don't get enough sunlight. Hello, dear. My daughter just came in from work. Thank goodness she is home safe and sound. Even though it's like 3 minutes up the road. But you know, what can... It's
you have me muted on your end?
Hang on. Why? I know why. Talk to me, Grumpus.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Okay. I got you. I'm silly. I had my computer on mute.
That's when I sound the best.
That's what Poppy says about me.
Sorry, I'm late.
Oh, not late. You know.
9:30 caught me by surprise. We were watching a movie.
It's okay.
It's
I hope
almost
you
over. I
finished
said, I
it.
need to check, see if Charlotte's live yet.
Right. Okay. I can hear him now too, you guys. I only grow pretty things now. Bird of paradise. Oh, yes. Calla lilies. I love them. Agapanthus, palm trees, jasmine, kangaroo paw. Now, I've never seen a kangaroo paw before.
Now, Vicky likes the kangaroo paw.
Really?
Yeah. It's an odd looking plant.
Does it look like a kangaroo's paw?
Close enough, I guess.
I've never seen one of those either. So,
I got 2 of them on my leg. What are you talking about?
you have a whole kangaroo on your leg.
But he's got both paws.
But he has both paws. He didn't have one amputated?
No.
Okay. So what'd you have for dinner, Grumpus?
I was out on the grill today. I did some Italian sausage, sauteed up some bell pepper and onions and garlic and all that mess.
Nice.
Put a little marinara sauce on top of it.
I know Poppy wishes he would have been at your house today.
Yeah, definitely.
He's probably not wishing he was here now.
Sure he does. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm already paying the price for the sausage.
Oh, no. Oh,
That's when you just cheat and eat some Tums and we're not worried about it.
right. Oh, gosh. Every time that happens to me, I start to panic.
Oh, now this is funny.
What's funny?
I forgot about the green screen. I got green Gatorade.
And it's clear.
Nice.
You should have said it's invisible.
This is the new Gatorade Light.
We planted peppers too. Gonna try another cauliflower, but they never work here, no matter when we plant them. Camille, where are you in the world? Because I can only plant cauliflower in the late fall. And I don't even plant cauliflower because you only get one and it's huge and takes up a whole bed, Oh, are you near San Antonio to Houston? Ish. Because I know a lot of people are, aren't they? Aren't they, Grumpus?
Yep.
Hey, Rebecca, how are you tonight? I still like calling you Fiber Jazz or Jazz. Oh, you're in the Dallas area. Okay. Have you tried growing them putting them in the ground by, say, for your zone, I'm going to say the last day of September, maybe the first week of October, and see what happens. Because they can take a lot of cold, a lot. Have you planted anything, Grumpus?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I was threatened today that we're going to the nursery next weekend.
Hey, do this.
Sooner or later, it's
I don't
going
know
to
how
happen.
many times we've been to the nursery lately.
We've been a lot. I bought 3 more blueberry plants tonight. And I got lemon balm, lemon thyme, and oregano, Greek oregano. I don't know why it's Greek. Is that normal oregano? I don't know.
I think so.
But
I don't know. Is there an Italian oregano?
I don't know. I have no clue.
I know there's Mexican oregano,
Oh, is there?
but I don't know if there's. I've never had both on hand at the same time to see if there was
To
a
see if
difference.
there's a difference. One thing I did learn, hey, Nat, you can call me anything, just not late for dinner. Well, you know what? Y'all can call me long distance.
You're a dork.
That's what my dad used to tell me. I said, Dad, what do you want the grandkids to call you? And he'd say, long distance.
I like that.
Well, he did used to call 2 of them the Gremlins.
He did. He called 2 of my kids the Gremlins. They were. That he's not lying. I mean, my dad wasn't lying at the time.
He said after a day of those 2 made him drink.
He did say that. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm thinking about putting some Nightbot on my channel.
That's something we was thinking about trying out this week, wasn't we?
Yeah, we were.
You talked about it last week. I forgot all about it.
I'm thinking about studying on it a little bit and see if I can't. I'm not going to be able to do that.
Well, I don't
Not by
know.
myself.
I kind of hope you'd teach me.
I'll see what I can do. Okay? Because you know what? I wouldn't feel like such a technological dipstick if I could teach you how to do that.
Look how far you've come in the last 3-4 years.
Have I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You used to have a
You
hard
go
time
live
figuring
on your
numbers.
own. You do all kinds of stuff that you
Yeah.
said you couldn't do 4 years ago.
That's true. That's true.
So it creeps up on you.
It kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I think sometimes too, I know more than I think I do. Because it has crept up and it's just almost an automatic thing now, like making thumbnails. Who'd have thunk? Let's
You
see.
just happen to know enough to be dangerous.
Right. Just enough to be. That's what I say about my medical knowledge too, and my parenting knowledge. I know just enough to be dangerous. I have Nightbout on my channel. Grumpus, you should have no problem with it. Well, why should Grumpus have no problem with it?
What I want to know is what's it good for? Why do I need it?
Well, I'll tell you what I like. I've learned to like about it. First, it can put little messages in there for the people who are in the chat. Hi, welcome. Glad you're here. If I miss them, at least it would be there. I don't usually miss too many folks that come in. At least I try not to. But if I were to ever miss one, it would be there. I don't know if that means anything to the audience, but I think it's nice to be acknowledged,
Acknowledgement is always good.
Yeah. And then also another thing it does is it allows people to drop their own link by typing a designated word that you have. Right. So you can kind of hold that word back a little bit, and then maybe during the middle say, hey, everybody, feel free to drop your link, drop the word, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I like that too. I do also like what Jackie does with her Nightbot. She has Bible verses. She has quotes. She has jokes. You can summon a little forest animal and it'll tell you what animal appears. I mean, it's just a little,
kind of like a fancy banner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's just really fun. On her channel it is, not on every channel. There are some channels when I go in there and I'm like, turn your Nightbot off because it's annoying me. Okay. So I think giving it commands, limited commands, so that it doesn't kind of overrun the actual chat. That's where I want to be with it. I do not want it. I don't want to see it every time somebody comes in and says, hey, or whatever. Because
I assume it probably does notifications then. So if somebody drops you a super chat, it would highlight that for you.
Probably, but I don't know. Really don't know that. What are you eating, rosemary? Oh God, Grumpus, I think that I've destroyed my rosemary bush by not knowing how to take care of it. Because what I did was I just let it grow.
Yeah.
It's as tall as me, but all of the stems are now woody and only the very tips are producing green rosemary, like right here, see?
Well, it's still early. You might have to see if it'd come back. It may come back from the root ball.
Okay.
You think it froze?
I know it froze.
Well, that could be it right there.
It was covered in snow.
It was covered in snow, and we had 17-degree days.
They're like evergreens. It may come back from a root ball. I wouldn't.
You don't think you've messed with it yet?
If you're sure it's dead, I would go ahead and cut the branches off.
I got the screen off of it today.
Okay.
And this is new green at the tips.
But give it a chance to come back. I've got that little grapevine I was telling you about.
Yeah.
And I had a little bit at the tips is all it was showing. And this week we've had some rain, and I've got a big mass of growth at the base that's working its way up that woody stem. So I don't know. Maybe it'll come back, maybe it won't.
Okay. Okay. Awesome.
But I'm looking to find me a couple good rosemary plants this year.
Yeah. I bought 2 more. They're little, just like that one was when I first got it.
I want something about 2-3 foot tall.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a couple. I got a couple of tall, narrow glazed pots that I've had on either side of my patio door for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And nothing seems to grow in it because it wants to burn up. So I'm thinking rosemary would be perfect to put in there because you don't have to worry about overwatering it.
Definitely. Yeah.
So I'm going to try it.
Well, rosemary that she's got, I bought at Walmart in the produce department because she needed some rosemary for dinner.
Yes.
So I bought the whole plant. She took what she needed and I planted it in the garden. And she's like, that'll never grow.
I didn't think it was because it's kind of a wet area.
Yeah.
It's kind of soggy there. And, rosemary kind of likes to be dry.
Yeah.
Well, no, it don't.
That thing's a monster. It's at least 2 or 3 feet in diameter.
I don't like the high command either, Camille. I don't like that.
I buy all of my basil plants at HEB.
Oh yeah.
I get the ones that are rooted in water.
Exactly.
I can get them for $1.99 and they're $4 at the nursery.
Right. What I do with would you get the cat off of me? Blah.
Oh, spooky.
What am I trying to say? What I do is when I get a plant of, basil plant and it starts to get a little bit bushy, I will cut pieces off, stick it in water, root it, and then throw it back in the pot.
Yeah.
And you could get such a huge plant that way. Yes, Grumpus is in Texas as well, Camille.
Long live HEB.
Yes, I wish we had one here.
My home away from home.
Look, do you know I'm still sad about my stinking Winn-Dixie? I haven't had a good steak since they closed because I'm not paying $80 for
I haven't had a good steak in forever.
I'm not doing it.
Been eating a lot of yard bird around our house.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Why?
It's cheap.
Oh, okay.
It's cheap.
Well, so is the pig. In fact, I got a pork butt in the freezer now.
I was thinking about doing some ribs or pork butt today, but it was supposed to rain all day, and we didn't get a drop.
Not one drop here either.
Not a single drop.
And I'm a little miffed about it. A little miffed.
Well, there, Matt answered the question right there. He said the Mexican oregano is stronger.
Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know. Us know. Because I've never seen it. Now, can you get it at your, like a local nursery? Or do you have to grow it from seed? Curious.
That I don't know. I've never looked for it.
Over here where I live, that community is not as prevalent as it would be, say, in Texas.
I think Tom has said he buys Mexican oregano in the bigger bags at whatever that ethnic shop is that he goes to.
That he goes to. Yeah.
Well, there's one of those shops over in Gulfport. We could probably get some there.
Well, you should take me there tomorrow.
I
bet Google will make sure they're open though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the high command is gross. Oh, a lot of the chatters, they mentioned that you can also type in your zip code and that Nightbot will display the weather. And that's I think that's a fun little feature as well. Mm-hmm. All of your viewers all across the country, they're chatting, they put in their thing and you can see where they're at and what the weather is there and all of that. To me, that's interesting.
I'm going to have to check it out.
Wait a minute. Terry, are you saying you smell a dead mouse or my kitty smell? This is spooky, Grumpus.
That's who?
Spooky. The one we picked up on Halloween.
Spooky and Smoky?
Yeah. Spooky and Smoky. His kitty cat's name is Smoky.
Oh, okay. She was looking for that.
Oh, was she? She is such a sweet little kitty,
It looks like it.
but she's very, very playful still. She's not very old. She's not as old as the other ones. Look at her. Go get her.
She has found a mosquito hawk, and she's trying to get it.
Off of my, oh, jeez.
You get off that tea shelf.
She is on my tea shelf in my. It's a shelf over my kitchen sink, and I keep all of my tea stuff like glass, porcelain, china. And she's trying to walk all over it. Oh, you smelled what? Well, uh-oh, that's bad.
Are you sure it's a mouse?
Are you sure it's Terry? It's your upper lip.
Wash it.
Might be the sausage I had for lunch.
Yes, I would assume I buy it at the grocery store. It's my favorite. Y'all have to get some of that. Yeah, this is Spooky. I don't know why I didn't like naming her Spooky. I would have named her something else.
Well, you came up with the name.
Well, I know I did, but it was like it was like really quick.
That's a good name.
Spooky is?
Yeah, that's a good name.
Well, she's only spooky because she was found on Halloween. She's actually very nice. Nothing spooky about her. But she sleeps with me and moves the other cats out of her way.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, you can get down now. Go. Oh, she's jealous.
She is.
Look who decided to join us.
Who? Hello, beauty. Oh, look at her. Oh, Grumpus, she is so beautiful.
She's putting on some weight.
She is.
And her face finally furred out.
Come, Wesley, come here. Look at the cat that Grumpus tried to pawn off on us.
That's.
Oh, wow. It's a pretty kitty.
Isn't she gorgeous now? You should have seen the first picture he sent of her. Oh, my
Was
God.
she kind of scruffy?
She looked like somebody had drowned her, tied her up, pulled all of her hair out, and starved her for about three months.
She has allergies. And she'd get out there on the back deck, and on the lawn chairs, the arms, that hard plastic, she'd rub her nose up against it, and it would just
pull the hair off.
Pink and bleeding.
Yeah.
Rubbed all the fur off of her in the face.
Right.
And it never cleared up till we got her some shots to get her a little relief.
And that worked?
Yeah, that worked. That's what I'm saying. Her face is finally cleaned up.
And what kind of shots is it? Just allergy shots?
I don't know what they're giving, just some kind of allergy shot.
Because I would like to
cost me $150 every time I go in there.
Yeah. How often do you have to give it to her? Whenever she starts?
Yeah, I take her in. She'll get to where she's sneezing a little bit.
Yeah.
And she'll get congested, and I can hear her breathing coming down the hall. So that's about every 6, 7, maybe 8 months.
Oh, okay. That's not so bad.
I just got her a shot. Well, when I went to Dallas, I dropped her off to the kitty spa.
Yeah.
And got her shots.
The kitty spa. Spooky. Yeah, she's turned into a beautiful cat. Hey, that's my finger.
She's just tasting.
No,
she likes chewing on thumbnails.
I know, that's weird. Hey, Debbie, how are you? Thanks for coming in tonight. Smokey, that was Smokey. That is a beautiful cat. That's Grumpus's cat. That's his Texas cat.
That's my lap cat.
You think she's your last cat?
Lap.
Oh, lap. Yeah. I'm thinking, I don't think the cat distribution system's done yet.
Every one of them's been the last one.
Yeah, right? They always are.
Well, some cats can live up to 20, 30 years. I mean,
oh, gosh, don't tell me that.
Bite your tongue. I don't need my cats to outlive me.
When I was a kid, one of my friends, he had his aunt had a cat. His name was Pumpkin. Of course, it was orange. And that cat was so old that it lost all of its teeth, so it ate just
I couldn't
food. And if we were watching the cat, we had to hold it over the banister after about 30 minutes after it ate chow to help it do its thing.
Oh,
because Spooky was old as dirt.
Spooky.
Not Spooky, but a Pumpkin.
Yeah.
Pumpkin.
So
It
it
was
couldn't
old
do
dirt.
its business. by
Yeah, I
itself?
don't know if I could keep one around that long.
It could, but it helped if you just held it.
Gravity.
Gravity.
Just had to
helped.
squeeze it just right.
That's just
We
bad.
didn't have to squeeze it out. It's just kind of.
That's just
But the
bad.
cat was old as dirt.
Well, that cat would have had to be put down because I'm not going to sit there and help it go potty.
So if I ever have to be helped to go potty, you're just going to shoot me?
No, I'm just going to put you down.
You're going to stand on my air hose?
We're gonna have you euthanized, honey.
Thanks.
That
Okay.
sounds good, Matt. I don't know if I'm up to that kind of
Lemons.
labor.
Mash some garlic. Then as you're grilling, such a brush. Ooh.
I mean, I kind of did that. I had my peppers and onions and stuff in a cast iron skillet on the grill,
Mm-hmm.
and then I put it under the meat so it dripped into that. But I didn't put no basil in it. I didn't have any.
Did I buy some of that? No, I didn't because I have seeds. I bought 3 different types of basil seeds. I got regular Genovese or Genovese, however you say it, basil. I got a dark opal basil. It's like the deepest purple. It's beautiful. And then I got cinnamon basil as well. And I got the cinnamon basil to put in my garden because apparently it keeps pests away. So if you plant cinnamon basil, it's that strong aroma of cinnamon dissuades certain predatory insects.
Plant it around all your squash.
How's your I want to change the subject, but how's your bog lily doing?
Great. I'll show it to you when I do my garden tour.
I bought that one piece. It was in a 4x4 little 4-inch container.
Yeah.
And the next year I split it and sent that big chunk to you.
Wow.
Last year I divided it up again. I've got it planted in 4 different places.
No kidding.
Wow.
And this year, last weekend, I went back and I gave it a haircut all the way to the ground just to see what it would do.
Yeah.
And that thing's grown about an inch this week.
No kidding. See, now mine looks like right now, it's just a lot of probably this big around of just shoots, like grass.
Yeah.
Grass.
Are the dried out stuff?
Yeah. Well, no, it's not dried out. I mean, new stuff is coming up.
Yeah, but it'll come up through that old stuff. So you can just run your hand down there and rake that out just like you would a mum.
Okay.
When you're deadhead mums.
Right.
A lot of times they'll just rake right on out. Yeah, do it before they get too big.
Okay, I will. I didn't know I needed to take it out.
You don't have to take it out.
Okay.
Just reach down there and just pull that dead stuff will let go real easy.
Oh, okay. Well, my other lilies, the pond lilies.
Yeah.
I'm just now starting to get little floaters. They're probably about this big. The little.
Now you got blooms last year, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
In both pots. Remember, I split it that one year, and it came back. I got 2 blooms. Well, not 2 blooms, but blooms in both pots last year.
Okay.
And then this year, they're just now coming up. But you know what? I forgot to put the little tablets in there. Do you think it's okay if I do it now?
Oh, yeah. I used to feed mine every month or 2.
Okay, because
you got the big horse pill looking things, about a half an inch.
Uh-huh.
About a half an inch circle.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, just jab them down in there with your finger, and 2 or 3 of them. And
okay.
I used to do mine in the summertime about every month and a half, 6 weeks, 8 weeks.
Okay. See, I only gave it last year. I guess that's when I got it. Was it? Yeah, because I bought them 2 years ago.
They're real heavy feeders.
I didn't realize that because I only gave them 1 each the whole summer. So,
well, Rudy, if you read the package, it probably says hit it every 6 to 8 weeks.
Rudy, this message is just for you, darling. I'm apparently you're going through something. And I don't appreciate all of these crazy messages you're leaving about numbers and people counting and all of that stuff. I don't appreciate that you blew up my messages. I don't appreciate all of that stuff. It's going to stop. I want it to stop today. And if it can't stop, no matter how many names you come up with, you will get banned from my channel. I don't want to do that. You've been a member of my channel for a very long time. You've come to my chat and you have done the right thing. All you've done is post the time. And what did I say to you? Thank you, Rudy. I acknowledge that you were there and posting the time. Do not do this anymore to my channel. Thank you. Okay, back to the regular programming.
You did the right thing. There you go. So I don't know who, I've seen Rudy pop in, but I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
So anyway, the feeding on the water lilies, if you look on the package that the tablets came in,
Yeah.
it probably says feed them pretty
Probably
heavy.
does. You think I read it?
No, she's worse than any man I've ever
Do you
met.
think I
Structure,
read
what is that? Do it.
I swear, I think part of my DNA is testosterone driven.
I don't know how to take that.
I don't like to look for
I'm not
directions.
sure either.
No, wait, I don't
I
like to
think
ask
I've
for
been insulted
directions
in the
either.
sweetest sort of way.
The other part of her is made out of caffeine and anger.
Look, I woke up this morning
When
and
I
I
saw
woke
her,
up on the complete opposite side of hell. Okay.
She rolled over just to get off of my side of the bed. Shows anger and evil.
I told
That's what he said to me. He comes, I came in here, I looked at him, I said something kind of disrespectful.
Kind of.
And he goes, "Oh, so did you wake up and choose evil this morning?" Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
It's gonna be one of them days.
well,
I might live.
I told you we was in there watching the movie, and as soon as the movie was over, I told Vicky, I said, let's pop on YouTube real quick, see if Charlotte's live. And popped on, you're ranting and raving about a chocolate frosty.
Oh,
showing your vanilla Dr. Pepper. I said, she's high on sugar. She got her a sugar buzz going.
oh God, you are not even kidding. Because look, that's a thing. They
Yeah.
never should have messed with the frosty.
No, there ain't but one frosty.
There's one frosty.
If you jack
And
with it,
he-
it's something else.
You know what he bought tonight? He didn't get a chocolate frosty either. He didn't get vanilla. Now they have mint what is it? Mint chocolate chip cookie something.
No, it's the Girl Scout cookies. They take those and they puree them, drizzle it all throughout the cup, and then fill it full of chocolate frosty.
Nah, I chew my own, thank you.
I will chew mine too. I don't need it blended up and pureed.
Sounds like a blizzard.
It kind of is.
Well, it's not
Okay.
mixed in with it. They just drizzle it on the inside of the cup,
Yeah.
pour some at the bottom, and then dump the stuff in. Kind of like they do a chocolate martini.
Yes.
They did it the same way.
Now I do like the chocolate martini every now and then. In fact, you could go get me one of them.
No, I can't.
No,
Pass.
I can't drink one of those, but I'll sip out of Vicky's.
I wouldn't mind having a margarita too.
Well, I can't. At the time.
Go over to my bartender daughter's house and tell her to make me a margarita.
No, she can't make good margaritas.
No, she really doesn't make it good. Hey, Granny D. There she is. Hopping in for a bit to say howdy and leave my thumb. Thank you so much, D. I appreciate that. Thank you. Both those chocolate things sound good. Camille's like, I'll eat the chocolate. I'll take the chocolate. I'm ready. I'm ready for some chocolate. I was too. I was so ready for some sugar. Because this low carb thing is for the birds. I don't like it.
I don't know. I've not backed off any of it.
I don't like it. Did I tell you what I had to? You weren't here when I said what I had for breakfast, did you?
Mm-mm. No.
Oh, Poppy took me to Cracker Barrel, and I ate.
Wait a minute. Cracker Barrel and Wendy's in the same day?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Man, we're walking in tall cotton now.
I ain't kidding.
And I had
So
eggs and sausage.
he had,
and-
he had the only thing he ate that wasn't exactly what he should have been eating is a biscuit. And I think you only eat half of it?
yeah.
Yeah, he only ate half of a biscuit with some blackberry jam. Let me tell you, I ate that whole biscuit with blackberry jam. I ate
French toast.
French toast.
I had powdered sugar and syrup on
And
it.
it had powdered sugar and syrup on it. And then I had the chicken was delicious. It was a boneless piece of chicken that was deep fried and crunchy, and God, it was good. And then I poured honey all over the top,
Drinking sweet tea.
drinking sweet tea. I ought to be ashamed of myself, but I'm not.
Oh, you should. Nah.
I'm not. I know I need to lose this extra 15 pounds, but you know what? I don't care today.
And I even got unsweet tea with mine.
You did. Goody two shoes. Damn Dudley do right.
Well, I've been trying to do better, but I fail every meal.
Well,
And I'm thinking, what's the point? I mean,
keep
like you
thinking
said, it
that
took me
too.
7 years to get to this condition. I'll
Yeah.
gamble the next 30.
Right. Well, I keep thinking that too, because I was cute when it mattered.
Yeah, it doesn't land in me a woman.
Right?
I
He
done
going
drug me a
nowhere.
weekend down out of the herd.
I don't need a date. Probably would be ugly to him if I found one.
You would be.
So,
They ran the rest of them off. I'm the only crazy one to stay.
You were the weak one in the herd.
That's right. No shame in that meal, Charlotte. Thank you, Jane. Look, I was trying so hard to be good this week. I ate boiled eggs till I wanted to turn into a boiled egg.
Wow.
I mean, I was eating carrots. I know that's not low carb, but by God, it comes out of the ground. It can't hurt you. Well, unless it's laced with uranium, but still.
So is the low carb thing just something you're trying, or?
No, it's something I need to.
Every time she and I do the low carb thing, and we do it the right way, we both lose 20, 30 pounds.
I don't lose that much. I ain't never had that much to lose. Thank you very much, mister.
I always lose 20, 30 pounds.
I lose 15.
And then she gets mad and cusses at me.
I only need to lose 15 pounds. Low carb helps keep my cholesterol level down. I don't know why, but it works. There's 100-point difference between the way I normally eat and eating on low carb.
Yeah, because pasta, rice.
And I honestly, even before I met Tom, we did the low carb thing. And hey, Tom, speak of the devil. Look, I'm gonna put a link in here for you, Tom. Anyhow, I felt good when I was on the low carb, and also it kept my cholesterol levels low. Did it prevent a heart attack? No, ma'am, it did not.
No, because you didn't stay on it.
No, it did not.
You didn't stay on it.
But I figured.
Vicky told us, we were talking last night, and she said we probably need to get out and walk, or get our bikes out or something like that. And I said,
Right.
well, we've got a Walmart little pantry store. Oh gosh, maybe 3/4 of a mile from the house.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, we could walk up to Walmart and get a box of fudgies, and bring it back to the house. I said, by the time we get home, they'll be melted, and we'll have our walk. But it'll take something like that to get it away.
Well, if you eat them on the way home, they won't melt.
Well, that's an idea right there.
Oh, look, Renee's husband has lost 100 pounds.
Nice.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's dedication right there.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
during the week, I'll take like a Ziploc baggie full of carrots or some small junk like that, and I'll take a pack of tuna with me.
Yeah, he does that.
That's it. That's lunch.
Well,
But he
I'll
is
tell
also
you,
100 pounds. I promise you that.
I've
I'll
never
tell you what's
had
killing me is normally, my normal MO for years, I don't eat breakfast, very
Right.
rarely eat lunch, and I'm ready to do some damage at supper time. Well,
Yeah, he's like that.
Now I'm taking all this medication, and I have to take it on with food. So I'm taking medication at 11:30, so I'm running by McDonald's on the way in, getting some coffee and a biscuit or something, and that just knocks my metabolism up to where I'm hungry all afternoon.
oh yeah.
And I just been
Yeah.
eating like there's no tomorrow.
Well, they say you're supposed to take a lot of that crap with food, but most of the time I just take mine with a glass of milk.
Well, I may have to
Terry?
start doing something because I feel bloated all day. I don't like.
Yeah.
That's your,
Yeah. Oh, that's my receipt. Terry said he used to be over 300 and now he's 249.
Wow.
That's
Congratulations.
and Terry has now been smoke free for 6 days.
Am I right on?
Oh,
Terry,
right.
Go Terry, go Terry. Yeah.
Now, if that don't make you feel better, nothing would.
Right. I'm so proud of him. I can't stand it. Very good. How much did I pay for those stupid blueberries? Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. 15. Why was that $78? Okay, so at Tractor Supply, I got what did I get?
Blueberries. 3 of
I
them.
know, but Becky Blue blueberries.
Will they
And
will they grow down here?
I don't know, but we're gonna find
I
out.
thought they needed cold weather.
Well, it says zone 7 through 9.
I'll be darned. Okay.
So I'm gonna try them. I hope they do because they're supposed to be a great bush and they're tall and they produce a lot. And
Maybe they'll grow in the refrigerator. Put a grow light in there.
no kidding, no kidding. But I also got Southern Living's blueberry, 2 of their blueberry collection. I got I Declare and Hello Darling. I got 2 of each.
Okay.
I've got 2 of the Becky Blue. And what else did I get? Oh, I've got 3 blueberries that I can't remember their name. And I know it's 2 of one variety and 1 of another. But I can't remember if it's Premier, Powder Blue, Tiff Blue, or Climax.
Because they've been there for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And they've done nothing.
Oh, no, Camille. She said she can't get blueberries to grow either. Tried twice so far.
Oh no, Tom.
Oh no.
What?
Tom.
Well,
How in the world did you do that?
Maria is going to plant that. See if she can grow a new one on
She
the
grew a new one.
balcony.
Look, she might need to with
She
him.
might not want to clone Tom.
Right? I'm trying to get this light to work better, and it's not. The light don't work whenever you've got it hid behind your computer.
Well, jump up here, Tom. Tell us all about
Yeah,
it.
tell us all about it. Here, would you give me some tea, please? Thank you, dear. Hey, Marty. No, we had a tough day today because I was full of piss and vinegar, and Poppy was working in the yard,
Getting grumbled at.
And I was telling the chat that he was doing the fence the way I asked him to do it, and then I walked out there and I'm like, "What are you doing?" Because he was doing it different than I had in my head, and so he had to explain to me.
You didn't read her mind?
First he said, "Go away. I'm not a carpenter. Just go away. It'll look fine when it's finished."
There you go.
And I said, "Okay. I was just asking. Don't come out here grumbling at me." I said, I was just asking.
That's her MO.
Nurse Ratchet is taking care of me. You should be ashamed, Tom. You better give her a flower or something when you get your finger to grow back. Oh, God.
Well,
That
we
just-
had good intentions today. I went out and had my coffee on the deck.
Congratulations.
Just like last week, we talked and talked and talked. I got one of my nephews called me, and he was having a computer issue, and we screwed around with that on the phone for an hour or so. And before I realized it was 4:00.
Oh my goodness. Oh, don't worry about fat fingers, Madwood. You know I've got the typos of all time. Whatever. Cutting tip of finger is not, no, it's not good. And it hurts like the dickens. I grated one of mine one time, the side of it with the cheese grater.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, that ain't no
Man,
funny.
that hurts.
Or how about
Yeah.
when you drop that knife in the sink?
Oh Lord, I cussed and said ugly words in front of his parents.
Oh my goodness.
And I never would have done something like that. I'm serious. I would never have disrespected them like that. But boy, I tell you what, his dad told me the knife was sharp. His dad was not kidding. He was not kidding.
When Dad sharpens knives, they will cut you long, deep, wide, and continuously.
That knife, okay, I had a bunch of knives in my hand. I'm trying to wash them, right?
Ah,
And then I went to, was I trying to grab something?
Yeah, because you dropped them in the water.
Well, no, what happened was this knife is up here like this. It was heavy and I couldn't control it. And it just went over like this and it tipped. I mean, it didn't
just nicked it.
It didn't fall hard. It just fell and slipped me down to my bone on that pinky finger right there.
Yeah.
That thing took forever to heal. Now, I didn't get stitches or anything like that. I just,
Yeah.
kind of, licked it and said, let's do it,
Yeah.
But
After she got done cussing up a storm.
I cussed. And I only said one. I mean, I said a string of ugly words and then I said, okay, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Can't be doing this. And,
I thought it was funny.
and
That's the day her wings fell off.
right. Oh, I never had any wings. But
Horns, maybe.
they grew 3 feet that day.
Well, I chopped a knuckle off once, and it took it forever to heal up.
Oh, I
Oh,
bet.
yeah.
Yeah. And I just bought myself one of them mandolin. No. Yes, it's a mandolin.
Them things scared the crap out of me.
They scare me too. And that's why I take the pokey thing and I do this with it. I'm so scared of that thing. But the great thing about it, it's one of those choppers too.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it has the grid thing that you can replace in and out. And I like that a lot. But my dad slid on some tin and sliced his toe. Oh, God.
Hi, Pia.
Pixel Pia, how are you? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Wow, good to see you.
When Jay, the guy I work with,
Yeah.
when he was young, he was showing one of his buddies cut a tree here, you cut a tree here to make it fall the right way. Well, when he tapped it there, it ricocheted back, went right through the center of his foot. Cut his
What
foot
is
like
it?
the
What's it?
axe blade went to his foot,
Yeah.
and then these other toes would roll.
Oh,
And they were like
my goodness.
Canoe camping. They were out like a mile or two down the river,
Oh,
so
my
he had
goodness.
to wrap it up with tape and junk,
You know,
and then paddle his butt to the hospital.
I know 2 different framing carpenters that have cut their thighs.
Mm,
Holding two befores up on their leg and hitting it with the saw
yes.
and have one of them backlash on him and come
Yeah.
across the thigh. One guy,
Oh,
he filleted his open, man. He was out of work for months.
I guess I need to stop doing that.
I'd do it too. That's the handiest sawhorse you've got.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Matt caught one of his fingers in the garage door and took the very tip off. Oh gosh. Ooh. No, I'll tell you what Poppy did. He was holding a piece of wood like this, trying to saw it, and it went through his thumbnail. The saw did. And he come in the house, he says, "Hey, you think this could use some stitches?" And I'm looking for something.
There was sawdust and all kinds of crap. And I'm like, hey, honey, can you clean
this out? That's what he said. Can you clean this out? Hey, guys, we have a surprise visitor, sort of.
Terry, did we learn anything from that?
Look
Look
at
at
his
that. It's a corn dog.
finger. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry.
What a complete moron.
Well, at least the dog didn't eat it.
I've been fooling with knives all my life.
I know
Cut-
you have.
I just got done sharpening a knife, and I was doing a video,
Right?
and
You got it on
Like-
video?
You leave it in?
I didn't finish it yet, but I took this whole. Let's see, this whole part where you see the skin and part of the nail laying with the onions.
Oh,
Leave it in the video. Leave it in the
is that
video.
Coquito?
I'm gonna. But the language, I had to go to ER because I couldn't stop bleeding.
Oh no.
Yeah, and
Oh man.
Marie
You
don't
know,
drive.
Marie
I mean,
grumpus.
she's got a driver's license, but she don't drive. I would have wound up in Cincinnati, probably half dead, waiting to get to the emergency room. And it's a brand new hospital that just opened up, and there's nobody there. So I went
Nope.
in, and they looked at. They try to stop it, and they put a couple different things on it, and
Right.
I was getting lightheaded. One of these jobs, like, yeah. So I don't know. It's killing. I got a couple pain pills they gave me, but I tell you what, whew,
I bet
That's
it's
gonna
throbbing
throb
like crazy,
It'll
isn't
throb
it?
for a few days.
Yeah. So, everybody's a ball bust. They start it in the hospital. So, what'd you say you did for a living? I don't start. Don't start.
You should have said I was a plumber.
Eh.
Right?
I was a plumber.
I told one of the nurses. I said I'm a surgeon.
I was
Yeah.
helping a friend fix his garage door, and my finger got caught in the garage door. Ooh, blah, 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 blah. Dummy had the opener in his back pocket and turned it. Oh my god!
Butt dialed the garage door.
Oh my god! That's awful. Hey, honey, look,
Oh.
I gotta go run to the ladies' room. I'll be
So you see the green onions laying on the cutting board, okay?
over for me.
And you see
I'll
the
be
tip
back.
of my finger, actually the side,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
The side, and then right by the one onion, you see my nail, laying,
Oh,
the
gee.
part of the nail right there. So I thought, there you go, beef and onions.
Maybe, Maybe
13,
Maria will plant that. Make another one of you.
Yeah, the middle one. She'll give me the middle finger.
Right? Now, this guy was 13 in the top of the hayloft, and the chain jumped off the hay elevator. So he's grabbed the chain, and as he was putting it back on the cog, somebody turned it back on. Took this
Oh.
finger off right there.
Oh.
He just grabbed it, picked up the finger, and this is like 13 years old. Ran to the house and goes, "Hey, mom!" And he's like, "Crunk."
Wow.
They just jumped in the car. And,
So yeah, it was there again. I was making orange chicken. And I'm sorry, orange pork. I was making. I was cutting. It was the first part of the vegetable that I was cutting up was the onions. I just slicing it. Just got done sharpening all my knives earlier in the morning. Did a real good job on that one. What happened was I actually wasn't paying attention. Okay, usually you curl your fingers up like that and go down the side of it like that.
Yeah.
And when you get stupid, you get bit. So or a little too cocky,
You get
and
comfortable.
that's just what happened after 30 some years doing this. What are you gonna do?
Well, you dodged
So-
a bullet for 30 years. Pretty good.
No,
job.
this hand- this hand-
cooking.
If you look at this thumb right here, I took this side of my thumb off, cutting. All right, real close.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
I
right,
see
you
that.
See, that's gone. Okay. This one here, everybody thinks I'm polite because when I drink, my fingers up in the air. I cut that one here, cut the tendon, and that one they had to retrace the tendon back down again. So this hand took a little bit of a. So Marie says maybe we're going to get you some Play-Doh knives, and so. But
Now,
there
not
again,
anybody that works with their hands are going to damage their hands.
yeah. So
My pinkies, they stick out on purpose. No, they're natural like that now.
Yeah.
Dislocated and broken so many times, it's dumb.
I used to be a glass cutter, so I've got so many scars on my hands, I just can't
yeah.
No
count them
kidding.
all.
Scooch over, dear.
So it was interesting to. The pain was just ridiculous. I mean, just
Oh, I bet.
And what made me nervous was that I type 2 diabetic and all that crap. So
Mhm.
it just would not stop bleeding. I mean, I
Well,
wrapped it in
don't
towels.
you take blood thinners too?
Yeah, well, I take one blood
One.
thinner,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah.
Look, the other day I was using these scissors, these itty bitty little sewing scissors.
Mhm.
And my son was talking to me, and I was trying to juggle these scissors, and they were in my hand, kind of like this. And I was trying to
What you trying to pick up a
grab
knot?
something from him or take out a knot or something. I forget what it was, but I was doing something for him.
Watch out, Poppy. She's winging that thing around.
I know, right?
Back it up. She's gonna get me.
You're going to give your beard some trim with that thing.
Good night, Granny D. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Anyhow, the tip of it stabbed me in one of my fingers. I forget which one. Oh, I know. It was this one. It was this one because my hands were like this. And
I'll put those things down.
it
Do
stabbed
Quick,
me
do it
right,
again.
right here in my finger. Y'all, I bled for like 2 days. It was just a little puncture wound. It hurt for a minute, then it quit. But I would hold, something tight, paper towel, whatever, over it, try to get the bleeding to stop. It would stop. I could be doing something, and all of a sudden I'm slinging blood everywhere. It was crazy.
And Marie, I'm trying to keep it stable, you know what I mean? And I had stuff going on the stove and all that stuff. And Marie just like freaked. Oh no! So she goes into the medicine cabinet, all right, and it was almost like a 911 swoop the way she come in, okay. And hey, put this on here, do this, and that. So I used to, when I was on a bunch of blood thinners, they told me to get this. It's green color, but it's a clotting agent.
Like a styptic pen or something?
Yeah, but it's drops, okay.
Oh, okay.
And she said maybe you should put this on.
Oh, that probably burned. I bet that burned so bad.
But I said the blood's coming out so fast, the blood's gonna laugh at that thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
You
missed-
didn't do it?
You missed a chance to put a tourniquet on your neck.
so the only good that came out of it was I got 4 subscribers from the emergency room.
There you go. You got to work it, man.
I mean, I said, boy, I'm really getting good with this YouTube. But
So, Tom,
yes.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I am going to leave it in when I do.
Good.
I didn't finish the cook, obviously. So I'm going to redo it, but I'm going to leave that in there just to not to be so. After all
Like
my
a-
years of experience,
Work like a PSA message in there or something.
yeah.
Right. Bonjour.
Who's that?
Eyeballs. Just watch. Anyhow,
I got private.
what was I gonna say? Now I got distracted.
Barking up the wrong tree, pal.
What was
Anyway, so
I don't know.
I'm not going to be up long.
Tom.
Yeah,
I was talking to the chat in Grumpus earlier about me and Poppy were eating low carb. Did you hear me?
part of it. Yeah.
Part of it. Poppy took me to Cracker Barrel for breakfast. Brunch. French toast, chicken with honey, syrup on the French toast, blackberry jam on a biscuit. I was in absolute hog heaven.
Charlotte,
Yes.
this, what I was doing today was for the Sunday dinner chef, and it was going to be it was going to be orange pork with honey and everything else. And that's, see how I get punished?
Well, now I'm taking Rolaids because we stopped at Wendy's.
The Harper.
I needed a Frosty.
Yeah,
And
you see,
Got burger, fries, and frosty.
instead I got burger, fries, and Frosty.
well, you see, I mean, everybody does it. The sugar that we inhale, okay, is
Yeah.
worse than any kind of drug, any kind of alcohol, any
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of cigarette nicotine. It
It's
is the
addictive.
worst.
Yeah.
So everybody, don't think you fell off the wagon. It's just opened your eyes up a little bit more. I got to
Yeah.
be careful with that. That's all.
Yeah, I do, because I went berserk today. Absolutely berserk.
Yeah. You bounced off the walls.
She's
Yeah.
just now coming down.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, you know your limits. You know what you can do the whole bit with it, and it always comes for you. It always, well, let me try this. Let me have a little chocolate. Let me have a little
Yeah.
candy bar.
I always tell them go light with the simple syrup with my old fashions.
That's all.
All I gotta do is
Well,
get
leaves
two
more
fingers.
room for the what is it? Old fashioned is bourbon. Scotch.
Yeah,
Okay, bourbon.
it's a bourbon drink.
Okay.
Yeah. Simple
Oh,
syrup.
hi, Denise. How are you?
Just get 3 fingers of bourbon and some ice and call it done.
Yeah.
And one corn dog. Oh, Jesus. So I got another announcement. I quit the band, quit playing.
Oh,
I packed up my drums and I gave them to my grandson.
Wow.
oh,
yeah.
wow.
Cold turkey, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I got too many things. This is what I want to do. I want, with the cooking and stuff like that, and I'm not getting any younger and hauling junk back and forth. My dad told me years and years ago. He took me to an event to play, and I'm carrying my drums in. He's got my bass drum. He's walking in front of me, and he said to me, "You couldn't pick up and play the harmonica." You had to play these drums. So, yeah, I got to the point where it's just too much. So I said the only way to do it is just to end it. So, and that's just
So
what.
is your grandson into that, or just getting into it, or thinks he wants to, or what?
My grandson's 16 years old and is making money making music on YouTube on the internet.
Oh, great.
That's wonderful.
So he's doing it right now for somebody that does with cartoons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just an
Nice.
enhancement rather than them paying for like an AI type of thing.
Good,
Right.
good.
So, and for me to keep him here and every once in a while play or get involved with somebody else, pack them up and stuff like that. I just,
Right.
like the song says, you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them.
Yeah.
You probably gained a lot of room too, didn't you?
Oh yeah, sure did. So I started another channel also.
Another one?
Yeah, this one's I just did one video with it. Little experiment, but what I'm doing is I'm taking from my past, all right, different restaurants and stuff that I visited and became friends with some of the chefs and stuff like that. I'm recreating some of the stuff at home. So it's going to be a little more history involved, especially from Lower Manhattan, New York. A couple of different restaurants I used to go into, some of the Italian restaurants, some of the appetizers and stuff like that, and recreating them. So the first one came up was I made a grandma pizza from New York. So that was it. And I got pretty good results from it. So this is going to be like once a month type of thing. A little bit more longer and from there, stuff that I like to do. So we'll see how that works.
No, Rudy, it's not happening. You're not coming up here.
Who is that?
The stalker who keeps changing his name to be able to come in here.
I see him on the bottom.
He's trying to
Yeah, I
come in the
thought-
chat too.
I thought they banned him.
I did 3 times. He's using different accounts.
Well, a lot of lonely people on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
You think that's going to work? You're insane.
Yeah, I haven't seen him pop up over here, but
In my private chat, 3 messages.
Oh, I didn't even look there. I'm not going to. It's not worth reading.
nah, you ain't
He
missing
can't follow the
anything.
rules, then he needs to go.
Take a hike, Rudy. Anyway, how's every? Hey, I've seen Charlotte. I've seen what you did in your garden. Wow, that really is going to look nice.
Thank you so much. He did it.
She made me do it.
Now, when
Sound like a team.
Poppy, when I was at the cooking at the show over here at the hardware show, not that far from us was a company that was making them bins that you put together.
Okay.
It's like the corrugated. Yeah, they had and a lot of people gathered it. They're big out here because of the soil.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, they're big here in my yard because of the termites.
Yeah.
The termites got to my other garden beds and just completely demolished them. They were
Paper thin.
falling apart.
really,
The entire inside of the 2x4s were eaten out. They were just tunnels, nothing but.
I
When I
was
started taking them apart, I could punch through the whole thing. And it was a 2 by 10.
2x10, yeah,
And I could just stick my hand right through them.
yeah.
That's like the house I bought in North Carolina. It was a old shotgun shack, and I started refurbishing one. I told Maria, I says, I'm going to take the sheetrock off, and when I do, just be careful. I put the hammer through it, and the whole wall just walked it right out. I mean, it was
Oh wow!
it was like paper mache. I mean, how the termites
Yeah.
just
Well,
destroyed
that's
it.
the way these boards were. Hey, Dwayne, how are you tonight?
So yeah, I just as a matter of fact, this afternoon, I watched this guy Peter Santinello. He goes all over the country and looks how different people are, and he's down in Key West.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe that they were talking about how the termites destroyed Key West.
Oh,
Yeah, I said, wow, I did not know that. So
Neither.
yeah, but it
I
looks
didn't know
really nice. It really did. You really did a nice job with that.
he did a fantastic job, and it's not quite finished yet. Hopefully, he's already put together the gate. He put that together today and stained it and painted the fence panel. And he's going to be installing it tomorrow, but we're supposed to have rain from 4 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. So I really don't think we're going to be able to get the garden beds loaded with all of the soil so I can plant until the soil dries out.
Yeah, you don't want to play in wet soil.
I don't want to move that heavy, wet soil.
It'd be good for your arms.
And Charlotte, if you do, you can go back to Wendy's.
So you can treat yourself.
And there's that. And there's that. Yes, termites are super destructive, Dwayne. It's insane. I just hope they're not in the house.
Yeah, no doubt.
One of
Well,
you know,
if you leave the termite bait in the garden, maybe they won't bother your house.
well, yeah. One of the things that I was reading about the termites, and we have never had this problem before. And we've been gardening in our backyard for probably 20 years, maybe longer.
Yeah.
In different backyards,
Mm-hmm.
And recently,
Was that treated wood on them beds?
some was and some was not. And the treated wood did not suffer near as badly as the stuff that wasn't treated. And the reason we bought the untreated wood, because normally we wouldn't do that, but we did it during COVID when lumber prices like tripled.
Oh, I understand that.
Or 2x10s that were treated at that point in time. It was going to be insanely expensive.
Well, the treatment they use now isn't nearly as good as what they used 20 years ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
I've got boards around here that are 30 years old sitting on the ground, haven't rotted yet.
Wow.
I've got some landscape timbers in the front and the front flower beds that I've replaced twice in 10 years.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When
But and you know, when you live in the South, you expect rotted wood, you expect water damage, you expect
Just part of it.
termites to some degree.
when
You
I
know,
when I bought that
Termites.
house, when I bought that house in North Carolina,
yeah.
they say, "Well, that house is built with all fat lighter." I says, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, and, supposedly fat lighter is help repel
It's
termites."
not flame retardant. I promise you
No,
that.
not.
And you know what the guy said to me? One guy said to me, he says, "Shoot," he said, "if it was built with fat lighter, it means it's gonna burn to the ground."
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
In about 5 seconds.
yeah. And also the humidity here can play a role in rotted wood and
Big time.
and swelling of wood and how it our front door right now, there's a gap that tall in the top just from age and
Swelling.
wear and swelling, because in the wintertime it's a really big gap, in the summertime it's a lot smaller gap, so
I was working on the house, okay, and then the septic tank was full. So Marie had to go over to our daughter's house to use the bathroom and shower and stuff like that. I'm waiting for the guy to come, the honey dipper to come, empty that
hot.
and the septic, okay, and I'm dealing with the termites inside the house. So he the guy gets done backing up all the stuff, and I always keep my glasses in my shirt, okay. So he said, "If you look over here, it looks like might be a crack in there." So I got my head into the septic tank. With that, my glasses fall into the septic tank, and as I look up, he said, "You got a swarm," and you can see the termites flying out of my house.
Oh no!
It looked like a cartoon. So I looked at the guy and I said, "That's why I go by the name of Lucky. I had no more glasses."
Got a crack in your septic tank, you lost your glasses in the poop bin, and you got a swarm of termites coming out of your house all in the same day.
And within the first 10 minutes. So I said,
for the love of Pete.
Unbelievable.
Jeez. Yeah, that is crappy.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, we're considering buying this house pretty soon. And one of the main things I want to do is I want to get the electricity inspected, and I want to get termite inspection
And plumbing.
And plumbing I think is okay. I really do.
I want to get checked from least the clean out to the street.
Okay then. We'll get the plumbing inspected too, from the clean out to the street.
It was matter of fact, I had to sign a waiver because I had no other choice but I was dealing with the bladder cancer at the same time.
Oh yeah. Good night, Pia. Thank you for coming tonight.
So I had to bite the bullet as far as the termite inspection,
Sure,
yeah. So
yeah.
And like you said, down south, that's part of it. I mean, it
is. Yeah. My dad had a mobile home on, was it 4.5, 5 acres of land in Florida?
Yeah.
With the pond, he had a little pond dug in the backyard. It was a very beautiful place, but he ended up getting some termite damage in his home, and he had to tear out the whole bathroom and redo it and have it treated, Yeah. And what the devil is that noise?
Your daughter.
I'll be right back, guys. Talk to Poppy.
Ay.
Right?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, remember when I was a kid, if you were getting pressure treated, they had arsenic and cyanide and all kinds of crap.
All the good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you had poles put in the ground, they were soaking it with creosote.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. What I did was I had to go around. I had to do actually part of the house I had to jack up and put some other ledger boards in. And what I did was I took them out back and I soaked them with gasoline and burnt them.
Okay.
Okay, and then put them up like that. Try to keep the penetration away from, because it's inevitable that they're going to be there, plain and simple.
The last 4 befores that I've that I put in the ground 2 years ago, I got some of this Flex Seal.
Right.
You can get the liquid form,
Yeah.
and I painted the bottom of those posts, all 4 sides plus the bottom. Put 2 coats on it before I put them in the ground. We'll see how that holds up.
I know guys were taking it and actually taking the 4x4s and putting them in diesel fuel. And just letting them soak in the diesel fuel and then putting them in the ground also. I don't know, how that
Doesn't that
lasts,
wick up into the wood though?
Well, that's what the whole idea, to keep the termites out. So
Yeah, but it probably wasn't for decoration then.
yeah, no.
Yeah, they would have looked pretty greasy.
Yeah. So
Well, I mean, if you buy pressure treated lumber, you got to wait for it to dry out again. But if you buy untreated and stick it in the diesel, it'll probably wick right out.
I bet it would.
Yeah. What's up, Grumpus? How you been? All right?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
Not doing much of anything, but that's why I tell the wife, doing nothing is still something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
if it's purposeful.
Yeah. Here I thought today I was going to get ahead of the game, get a video up, and for a couple of weeks later, and boy, I tell you what, how fast stuff can happen.
Oh yeah.
And then on top of it, the traffic's getting worse and worse out here. So here I am sitting at the light, and you can see the blood just dripping. Marie don't drive. I'm driving, got my arm up like this with a big towel wrapped around it. I'm driving.
You need a cone like to put around a dog's neck.
Yeah. You should have freaked out the other drivers and just hung it out the window.
Drain it every once in a while.
Blood all running down your door.
Talk about wicking up. Unbelievable. And then they turn around and hit you with, hi, can I help you? Yeah, I'm half freaking dead here. I'm bleeding to death. Too funny. Too funny.
Yeah, last time I had to drive myself to the hospital, I was like 19. I was working at a marina, and someone was supposed to have just cleaned a boat. No, they wiped grease off the boat. And I caught the side of the gunnel with my palm, went over the side, and it was on a bunk 15 feet in the air, and I came down right onto my palm.
Oh, no.
He broke the arm here, broke 7 of the bones, 5 of the 7 in my wrist, and spiral fractured everything up into the knuckles.
That's insane.
And I had to drive the standard Jeep to the hospital.
Jane Doe, thank you for dropping the links. I appreciate that.
Well,
that turned into a conversation I didn't care to have.
Good thing you went in there.
Well, it wasn't bad. It was just dumb. I lost IQ points.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah.
Was she crying about cartoons again?
No.
Okay.
No, it was a rat chasing somebody, and she was like screaming.
At a video.
She's
a dork.
And I told her, I said, what's going on in here? Are you okay? She says, oh, no, it was just a video. And I said, of what? And she made me sit there and watch it. And I'm like, do you realize I just lost IQ points watching this? So,
Poppy, I need a boat update.
It's about as completed as it was last time I talked to you about it.
No,
he's lost some of his boat mojo.
I think he's losing all of his boat time on gardening.
Well, yeah. And the cars. We got the project Mitsubishi Eclipse. So he's been spending a lot of time fixing little things that are wrong and trying to troubleshoot other things that are wrong. And
okay.
And it has taken up a lot of his weekend time until the garden rolled around. And now I'm making him but he is focusing completely on the garden until it's finished.
All right. Well,
but now, mind you, I will say this. I had a finish date of March 15th in mind. So he's only 2 or 3 weekends beyond.
We're anxiously waiting a christening video.
You know what the christening's going to look like, right?
I don't know.
I'll throw a case of beer in there with him and say, bye.
It's going to be a hold my beer moment.
And, and start playing the theme song from Gilligan's Island.
Speaking of Gilligan's Island, y'all, I don't know if I've talked to y'all since, but those two girls that were lost at sea on a paddleboard in Florida, they left from Cedar Key and they were going to go out to this little island just offshore, maybe a mile out. And the wind was blowing at about, I don't know, 20 miles an hour that day, maybe 30. And it was blowing here that day really hard. But over there, it was blowing the same. It blew them 14 miles
Off course.
off course. They ended up stranded on a deserted little plot of land in the middle of the Gulf. Big, that had
Well, that's
oyster
lucky.
shells.
That sounds like one of the excuses I would give Marie if I was late coming home at night.
Marie,
threw me off
no,
course.
you don't understand. I was headed here and I got blown off.
On a 3-hour tour.
Look, these kids were missing the whole day, and they were found at like, was it 4 or 7 in the morning by a fisherman. And they were on their board still, but they were kind of beached on the oyster shells of this little island. And they were cold, wet. It was like, what, 40 degrees out that night? It was
and had a pee.
Well, those girls happened to be, one of them, my brother's niece.
Wow.
And my poor dad, oh my gosh, he finds out about it. He was absolutely frantic over those kids. He couldn't eat. He couldn't sleep because, you know, he knows the little girl. I've met her, I think, twice. Violet's played with her a couple of times, but I didn't know her or her, you know, parents. I didn't know. But they're my sister-in-law's sister and niece.
Wow.
And my poor dad, he called me the next morning. He said, did you see what was going on? I said, yes, I saw, because it was all over Facebook between our family members. And everybody was posting the, you know, go search, go help, go whatever, donate, blah, blah, blah. And so I saw that they had been rescued. And so dad calls me and I'm like, yeah, I did. I saw what happened. I said, please. I said, why were they there with no adult, no supervision, nobody to help them? I don't understand.
No life jackets, no marine radio, no
No,
gun,
nothing. Nothing. No food.
Back in the
no
day,
water.
I bought a 30-foot Chris Craft, okay, up back in New Jersey.
Ooh.
And yeah, it was a great boat. But when I bought it, okay, there was an outfit up in Jersey that was called Sea Tow.
Yep, we have those all over Florida.
Okay, in case you break down. So,
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you know, with the paperwork, they gave me the guy's card. So don't you know, going from Marina 1 to Marina 2, back where I was going to keep it, okay, bloop, it died on me.
Oh,
And there I am, and I'm there with the card looking and going, Sea Tow. Forget it. So we called that thing the SS Never Sail.
Oh, that is something I would love to have.
But Ceto is expensive as all get out.
Yes, sir.
Marcel, how are you doing tonight?
I'm just going to ask
Hey,
you about
Marcel.
Marcel. I had
Good
6
to
boats
see
in my
you.
lifetime. I love boating, but I tell you what,
Takes a lot of time.
well, it's a lot of time, a lot of money. It's almost like trying to buy brisket at a store.
Yeah,
That's how expensive it can be. So.
yeah, it's really expensive, and that's why Poppy's building his own and sticking a jet ski motor in it.
Yeah,
650 cc's.
I admire that because just the ingenuity alone and knowing that you did it yourself,
It's a
I like
little
that.
crooked, just a little.
Yeah, so am I. That's what the
But-
prosecutors always told everybody. I was a little crooked.
Yeah. But he's got it flat on the top where you can mount a fishing chair to the platform.
It's called
Which
deck.
is that what it's called?
Deck.
A deck, excuse me. I should have known that.
On a 3-hour tour.
And I don't know
That's Gilligan.
how many chairs do you think you could put up there? One or two?
One in the front, one in the back,
Well, okay.
or balanced stern for most people.
Matt, thank you. I
so is
appreciate that, Matt.
Is the motor mounted like mid in the back or in the middle part
In
of
the
it?
back.
In the back. I'm afraid it's going to do this.
Not with a jet. It
No,
looks like a
when
rocket.
it's sitting there, it's like, shh.
Get that, they'll call Doge on you.
Oh,
you-
for God's sake.
Poppy, have you ever heard of a Bearcat motor?
Yes.
No.
Okay, that's one of the boats. One of the boats I had that, and that is straight gasoline.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was. There was no. You didn't mix it. It wasn't a 2-cycle. And that thing. It was a 1958 or 59. It looked like Popeye's boat. All right, and it was all plywood, all marine
Oh.
plywood. Had a little cabin in it, the whole bit. And the guy who I bought it from, he did nothing but crabbing with it.
Okay.
Okay, and this Bearcat, it couldn't get it to run. Okay, I had people look at it. So finally, I said, you know what? Hold on a minute. I took the carburetor apart on it, and in the bottom, in the bowl in the carburetor, all right, it was just all gelled up. So I took brake fluid and stuff, and put it in there, let it sit, and it loosened everything up. All right, and then kept shooting it with ether and cut it out. And after it was a 55 Bearcat, is what it was, 55 horse. That joker took off like you wouldn't believe. Got it running really good. Brought it home, towed it home. All right, and I said, you know what? I wanted an open like a Boston Whaler type of thing.
Right.
So I take that boat and I put it up for sale. Guy comes by, looked at it, started the engine, had the barrel with with it in there. Guy fired it up, the whole bit, paid me cash, all right. And as he hooked up, he was going to bring my trailer back. As he hooked up to it and went to take off out of my driveway, there was like a puddle, and he drove it into that, and the boat went like this, and one of the struts on the trailer
Oh no!
went through
Oh,
Dang.
the friggin' boat.
oh no.
He
Good
backed
thing you
back
didn't
in
know
again, and I went like this to him. Here you go.
Oh,
That was some of the best firewood I've ever had.
Oh, jeez.
But I sold the motor, and I got a couple $100 for the motor. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. She was here for a little bit, Marcel. She doesn't hang out too late anymore. She's starting to do something new with her channel, and I'm not sure what it is yet. She's got a new thing going on, so you guys go check her out. What was that? We had a Boston Whaler for years. We used to use as a fishing boat. You know what I want? I want a 40-foot carver.
You know
yeah.
what?
Moto Yatchet. A
Yes.
Moto Yatchet.
You might as well be asking for an Ocean Pro or a Post or Hatteras.
Don't get me started on the Hatteras. I can't afford that.
Mm.
I can't afford the carver either, but
or the
but
Ocean, or the Egg Harbor.
I think the carver would be more in our budget than the Hatteras.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a 60-foot Hatteras. Oh,
Last Hatteras I worked on was a 70-footer.
remember that Hatteras that used to be down here at the harbor?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that thing was beautiful, just beautiful. We don't have a harbor yet, not anymore. You remember the last hurricane we had, that Hurricane Zeta that tore everything up? That was 5 years ago.
It
It
ate
took all
our,
the docks out.
pulled everything out. Well,
The
people didn't
poles
move
are
their
the-
boats.
Well, some people did, some people didn't, but all the pylons are still there, but all the walkways
Electricity,
and decks and
walkways,
everything
yeah,
Yeah.
gone.
shredded.
So, for whatever reason, our town is the only one on the coast that hasn't rebuilt their harbor yet.
Wow.
And it's a real big problem for this city. The residents, they're like, what is going on? We want our harbor back. Because it was a nice place. You could go down there and fish. You could go down there and, just look at the boats. You could take a walk, and it was just a very relaxing, cool place to hang out.
One,
Now
one
we
of the
didn't-
restaurants I worked at in New Jersey was right on the Navasink, and see the boats at night going in and out, in and out. People out there having cocktails in the summertime. It was a nice, really nice sight, to see.
Y'all,
I
Jane-
actually
I'm sorry.
no.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Jane has posted Pixelpia's link in the chat. And if you haven't connected with her, she is amazing with technology, and she can teach even me how to use AI, how to do Google, how to do so many things as far as technology goes. So if you're a little bit challenged or you want to learn something new, Pixelpia's channel is the place to do it. So please go check her out.
I'm subscribed to her. She is really good. Really.
Yes,
really
she is. She talks a little bit slow, so you might have to speed up because she's Swedish and she's an older lady, and it's a little bit slow. But if you speed it up about half speed, 1/2 plus,
good. No, she's
you'll
really
get
good.
through it. Mhm.
My
I
new
have to
com-
keep her on slow because it takes me a little longer to process technological information. Not slow too.
She's Swedish.
Speaking of which, Charlotte, your Logitech camera, did it finally crap out?
It did. It is done.
Do you want to
Cooked.
try? Do you want to try another one?
Sure.
I've got one folded up here on the counter. I'll send it to you, and you can try it out and see if it was the camera or what it's plugged into.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send it out this
Thank
week.
you.
I'll send it out
Monday.
this week.
Monday, my new computer comes. My new renewed computer.
All right.
Yay.
Let's see how good I'm going to do with that, hooking this thing up.
Marcel, I
Finger.
sent you a link on your Instagram if you want to come up. If not, that's okay too. I know you got kids.
Grumpus, I'm going to keep you on retainer.
What? You need an extra finger or what?
Yeah.
He needs a sous chef.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
See what. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
crying out
Miss
loud.
Marcel's right. She is very passionate about technology and all of that, all that stuff that I'm not really that interested in, but she's very good at it. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah, I was talking to my nephew today. He's got him a computer. Well, he's had it about
Grady White.
maybe not quite a year, and he can't get it to do hardly anything. And after about an hour, at the very end of that hour, I finally found out what he did. He had tripped over the cord and unplugged it from a wall during an update. So he has totally,
Are you kidding?
he has totally scrambled his
Oh
drive.
no.
So I guess a couple of weeks we're gonna have to fix that.
This is going to be not challenging, but it's going to be, trying to get my stuff that I have on the old one,
Right.
bringing it to, over there. So the way I got it from watching our buddy, talking about it and stuff. There's another guy too. I can't think of his name, Art or something like that. I think whatever his name is. Upload everything I have first. Upload the new computer first, because it's all different from one computer to the next.
On the you mean as far as your OSB?
Yeah, as far as all my stuff, I'll have to reboot everything and
Okay, well, make sure it's all backed up onto your external drive,
yeah,
because you'll have to reinstall your programs.
yeah. So
But as long as your data is backed up, you can just drag it right back over and you're good to go. In fact, you hook both of them up at the same time.
yeah, and then just take
You'll
one
be
from
able to
to the
transfer
other.
things, yeah.
Marie wants me to get her earplugs.
Earplug.
Yeah, so she don't hear too much cussing.
Oh,
And when I go to type, I'll be typing 3 words at a time. So exactly what is YUIO mean?
Uh, you're gonna burn your spell checker up.
Yeah. No, my
Right?
spell checker's gonna go like this. What?
if you're not careful, she'll be cutting off that other fingertip.
I gotta be very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. I can see the wheels turning already about another
I
story.
I bet.
Yeah,
Cut
Matt,
his-
this was pilot error. This wasn't the computer's fault.
Yeah. So
Oh, uh-oh. That's why I use a Mac now. Don't have to mess with all that.
Marcel, I was making a video. In fact, you're going to see it when I do finally get up to it. I was cutting onions. And in the onions, I left a piece of my finger and my piece of my nail from a newly sharpened knife that I just bought. And yeah, it was
And
fun.
the onion use.
I got a question, Tom.
Mhm.
Did you scoop up the finger and take it with you to the hospital, like the tip?
No, that
And or
Marie
did they
went-
just kind of peel it together and sew up the end?
they didn't sew nothing. They put some kind of stuff in it to stop the bleeding, and they said it'll grow back. Because when the doctor came in, he says, would you happen to be the retired chef that took his finger off? Nothing like that.
So your video gonna name it 9-fingered pork chopper?
Marie, and Marie's breaking my chops. She turns around. She says, "Pretty cheap the way you made the onions with its own gravy and your blood."
Oh.
I said, "Okay, thank you." Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so terrible. It does sound painful and messy, doesn't it?
Oh, it just wouldn't stop, and it was.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
man.
What are you gonna do? I mean,
Well, you go to the doctor and you have them do what they do, and you got this big old finger now. So
Yeah. I said, I put.
now
I
you go
could take-
around and you say, "Look, my finger's bigger than yours."
I'd
Right?
walk around like this and milk it for all it's worth.
Dang
Hey.
right.
Marie, I was like this driving home, and Marie says, "Looks like you have an idea."
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah,
I get those cutting gloves.
yeah." It wouldn't fit on. So, trying to make light of it. So the doctor said, "Are you right-handed or left-handed?" I says, "I'm left-handed." He went, "Well, that's good." And I looked at him, and he said, picking the old nose and the other end. I said, "Well, okay." Gotta love the Vegas
Wow.
doctors. Yeah, I love the Vegas doctors.
What a sense of humor that one had.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Oh my
Pretty
goodness,
funny.
That's crazy.
Pretty funny.
Look,
Well, try doing all that stuff with a broken arm or broken wrist or whatever.
why would I want to do all that stuff?
You're just gonna be dirty and gross.
I'm gonna blow my nose like civilized people do.
We
You
know
only
you're
need
not
a thumb for that.
Yeah. Too funny.
Oh my gosh. I switched seats with mom? What? Come here. What is this?
Your daughter being lazy.
What do you mean she switched seats? Oh, she's listening to us now. She said, bruh.
Anyway.
Apparently, Violet wants you to go in there. So
No, she wants to order food and have her eat in there to her. I said, your legs ain't broke?
20 years old, y'all. She'll be 20 in August. 20. And she's still the
There you go, girl.
princess. Hey, spooky.
It's kind of. I was thinking about this the other day. The kids nowadays, they're homebodies. They want to stay home.
Yes.
They don't want to go out on their own or anything like that. My grandson is 22.
Right.
He's perfectly content home with my
They
daughter.
don't have to go out.
Yeah. I
I mean, when we were that age, there was absolutely nothing to do at home.
True.
You had to go out to find something to do.
no, Lawrence Welk now Grumpus, Lawrence Welk on Saturday night.
We had
You
it
know what
on
I mean?
Sunday night, and I always had to watch the Bubble Room.
Yeah. But I mean, heck yeah. I mean, just and you know what? And I think it's pretty good. I couldn't wait to get the hell out of the house.
Oh, I couldn't either.
I'm just saying, I'm chomped at the bit.
We were
I
kicked
couldn't
out of
either.
ours every Saturday morning.
When I was 16, I'd have sold my grandma for a set of wheels just to get away. Just, but let's face it. I mean, they can stay home, watch movies. They can socialize with their friends. They can do anything they want to, right? And
Yeah.
never leave the house.
Yeah.
And the 16-year-old, I mean, he's the one I give the drums to. I mean, he was like blown away that I gave my babies up and to him.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Wow." You know, I sent him 3 texts. Tried calling him 2 or 3 times, and then finally I had to call my other grandson to go in, knock on the door, and tell him to call me. All right. So when he finally called, he said, "Pop, everything okay?" I said, "I can get a hold of Trump faster than I can get a hold of you." You know what I mean? So when I told him about it, he went, "Wow. Oh man, okay." And when I brought him over to him, all right, he was like, just like, didn't even talk. And he was like
Overwhelmed.
looking at everything. It was like
Just
overwhelmed.
overload.
Yeah. So I mean, and my daughter said he'll be in his room now for probably 2 years. You know, with
Yay!
that
Right, but the
kind of
noise
stuff.
he's going to make.
Yeah.
No, they're
So-
digital like Murphy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I think we're going to end up selling Murphy's and giving him the cash.
No, we're not going to give him the cash.
We're not?
No.
Why not?
He's not
They're
using it.
his.
So we bought them.
he's not using it.
No.
Poppy's got a point.
Okay.
If he used
Hands
them
off.
and he wanted to do better and wanted to upgrade and then buy new, I'd say give him the money and buy the upgraded ones with that cash.
That
Mhm.
sounds so much fun, Marcel. They went to dinner and went roller skating tonight. Oh, I would love to go roller skating
I
again.
couldn't even think about that right now. Roller skating. I have a hard time walking.
We have a terrible roller skating rink here, and it's got a wood floor that is
She wants
looks like it needs to be completely redone. It's not smooth at all, and yeah, it's pretty crappy. A guy was smoking while he was filling his car with gas. He spilled the gas on his arm, and it caught on fire when he was driving off. The police stopped him and charged him with careless use of a.
Boom. Good one, Dwayne. Good
Dwayne,
one.
that was great.
Good one. Roller
You
skating.
know what? I would love to go roller skating, and I would wear the velvet shirt and bell bottoms. I would.
Probably used to have them.
I had velvet
I used to
pants.
play
What kind of
hockey on roller
bottoms?
skates when I was a kid. Well, I just think about that right now and just the pain of it all.
Those are the ones they cut off of me when I was in that car accident.
I remember having corduroys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. They're gonna buy their own skates for when they go back. You know what? I have my own pair of racing skates back in the day. They were black with white stripes on them and red laces and a red stopper, red wheels. My grandma bought them for me, and I was so hot in those skates. But I grew up. So
I used to hate them guys that would come past me and they're doing all their little tricks.
Oh, backwards and all that crap.
Backwards and
Yeah.
everything like that. You need a beating.
oh wow.
I never got good going backwards, but I could.
I
Oh, I
couldn't skate. I could
I can
never could
skate
skate.
backwards better than I can skate frontwards.
I can't even walk backwards.
I mean,
very
I can
well.
just keep going and
You
circle.
hit the cat in the head.
Yeah, I love
So-
to skate.
In the yard, they said to me when they're checking you in, she said, "So was this accidental or did you intend?"
What?
I swear, Marie looked at me, and Marie's waiting for me to come back with a wisecrack, and which I did. I said, "You're freaking kidding me, right?" She said, "You just did. It wasn't intentional." I said, "No, I always like extra skin with my freaking vegetables."
My onions and
old
pork
man.
chop.
It's an old man. Are you nuts? Questions they ask you. I go through that every time I go to the doctor now. I'm thinking, what the hell?
Did I
Yeah,
have
they
intentions
ask
of
all
doing
kinds
this?
of weird questions at the VA. They're like,
Oh,
"Are
at the
you in
VA.
an abusive relationship
Yeah.
or this, that, or the other?" I said, "What are you talking about? I've got 7 kids and I've been married for 24 years."
So how was you feeling before you had your heart attack?
Yeah.
I'm feeling great.
I didn't make myself have a heart attack. If that's what you're asking.
Right?
I mean, just
It wasn't on purpose.
so they write me some kind of prescription. I don't know what it's for,
Yeah.
and you try to go, type in, you hit the Walgreens sends me the thing. You click on it, and it comes
Right.
up on the phone. And it goes like real fast through
Mhm.
different things. So I don't know what it is. I try to do it again. Okay, boom, 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 nothing. Call. All right.
Good luck.
And I got the phone, and I'm trying to dial, and I get the automated system, and
Don't let me make you mad.
Charlotte, I mean, I was like vibrating. The pain was ridiculous. I don't
Yeah.
think it was for pain pills. I think it was for antibiotic. I think.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I mean, you can't talk to nobody. It's a machine
Yeah.
constantly. Everything is, I don't know.
Look, we had a problem with Walgreens. Was it last week or the week before?
Last week.
One of those weeks. And they made me wait on a week for my son's migraine medicine. And the day that I went in there and raised Holy Toledo with them, he was sitting next to me with an active migraine and no medicine. And I went ballistic on those people. And I'm like, why is it? Because they said it was in the building. It's back here. We just can't process it. I'm like, you need to freaking process it now.
Yeah.
They did, but the customer service was terrible.
It's the same way at CVS. I went to CVS Thursday. I had an empty bottle with me. My prescriptions had run out. They normally notify me. I talked to 3 different people, and each one of them, I just said, "I'm out."
Yeah.
I'm out.
Well,
And
closed.
They said, "Well, you should have got a text." So I looked at my text, and sure enough, they had text and said they'd have some April the 10th. I said, that ain't going to work.
No.
And they finally found some and brought them in that afternoon. I did get, so I only missed 1 dose.
I think I told you the last time.
In her town is closed on Saturday and Sunday.
That's a horrible.
That's terrible.
I think I told you this that I kept getting texts about a medication is ready for pickup, ready for pickup, ready for pickup, ready for pickup. I mean, annoying.
Right.
So finally, I get in the car and I go to pick it up. I said, "What is the medication that I'm supposed to pick up?" But I said, "Well, this stuff here." I said, "I haven't taken that in 3 years."
They do that to us all the time. Now, mind you, there's 4 of us. So I'm getting those texts daily almost. Constantly. And I'm about to opt out of the whole darn system.
Yeah. Charlotte, I'm right behind you with that because that drives me out of my mind.
You got Violet's
CVS,
medication, Murphy's medication, mine, his. Of course, he gets a lot of his stuff through the VA. The only time he gets medication through Walgreens is if it's an immediate, emergent. If he gets the flu and, whatever, has Tamiflu done. But yeah, it's ridiculous.
That CVS app that I've got, it send me a message. So-and-so is coming due for a refill.
Yeah.
And then a day later, it'd say, "We're going to refill." And then the next day, it's in the process of being refilled. And, and I told him when I went in there, I said,
tell me when it's done.
I get so many messages, I ignore them.
Yes, and that's what I do.
Miss something important.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just flat out amazing.
Well, and I called another pharmacy to find out if they were going to have a problem getting the medication if I changed it over to them, and they don't take our insurance.
But they're working on it.
They're working
Yeah.
on it, but right now they don't take our insurance. And I'm like, well, crap. Now where do I go?
So now I'm getting back.
I want to yank everything from Walgreens. And if you bite me again, you're going outside and you're going to sleep with the
Termites.
termites and chickens.
They now I get this other one. I don't know what it is. Some mail through Humana. It's some mail order. What they have. Okay, so I said to the lady, that sounds great. Okay, but what about my medications? What's the temperature that they can withstand before they go bad? And she says, well, they want. I said most of them say keep it in like 70 degrees or 78 degrees or whatever like that.
Right.
I said I live in the freaking desert, 120 degrees.
Right.
Okay, sitting in a mailbox before I get it or in a truck.
Right.
Okay, is it going to affect the medication? Oh, that's absurd, she said. It's absurd. That's where I live, 120 degrees last year, and No, I said no. You're all full of crap. So.
Wait a minute. Walgreens to be bought by private equity firm in $10 billion deal.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
So I wonder if they're going to liquidate everything.
Well,
See, I had heard this before I went up there, and that was one of the things I said to that little crap head behind the counter. I said, you know what? This is why this company's going out of business, because y'all are sorry.
Wow.
CVS is supposed to be the same thing.
CVS, I don't think is any better.
Yeah, I think they're supposed to go out of business also. There's a CVS right down the street. There's Walgreens and CVS right next to each other in either side of my
Lowe's and Home Depot.
Where I live. Okay,
Yeah.
I went to CVS one afternoon and there was nobody in the place. Nobody.
No way.
I'm looking around like, oh, back in the old days, it would have been a different story, but.
Well, they got me on Xarelto, and my copay was $200. And I kind of stood back a little bit, and I said, "You got to be kidding me!" And they showed me the full retail price. They're charging insurance $2,002.
Oh my God!
Mine's $580.
That's over $11 a pill.
Yeah, Eliquis is $586 in the donut hole. My end.
Yeah.
Okay, and now it's 147.
It's nuts.
Yeah. Listen to this, guys. You ain't gonna believe this. So Violet's insurance will not pay for the psoriatic arthritis medication that she needs, in quotes. I mean, it will help her. It'll prevent further joint damage in the future. Does she need it right now? No. The Celebrex is really helping her tremendously. She's able to go out and do things and dance, and she goes to the gym every day, and she's doing she's never done before. She's lost 40 pounds. And it's not, I mean, she is eating differently, making better choices, but most of it is she's just able to get out and do things, and she's not crying in her room all the time telling me how badly she hurts. But this price for Cosentix 1 month supply without insurance. Y'all are not going to believe this. The list or wholesale price for Cosentix as of January 25 is $7,631 a month.
Who can afford that?
A month.
So that's what one of my on a podcast where I went off a little bit. Marie said, "You cannot put that up on air. You can't do that." Okay. But stop and think. This is a young girl who's just starting out in her life and get nailed with something like that.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know how they got the balls to ask for that kind of money.
Yeah. I don't either. And how is she going to pay for that once she's off of our insurance? With our insurance, it only costs $46 a month.
Yeah.
Now, where is that? What is that about?
They're
Because
raping.
you know
Right.
the
They're
military
raping insurance
intern
companies.
is not paying Cosentix $7,600.
So Charlotte, you said two things, okay, that raised my ears up, okay, and it is something that would help her in the long run, okay. You said she's taking her medication, feeling better, and making different food choices.
Yes. Yes.
Big to do. That
She has
is
really
huge.
cut down on she still eats carbs, but she doesn't eat
Yeah.
nothing but pasta anymore. Because that's all she ever did was eat pasta and bread.
Yeah.
And now she's meal prepping. She makes herself salads and grilled chicken and
That's the eye opening part of it. Okay.
Mhm.
Nobody said you got to go carb free. That's the furthest thing from the truth. Okay.
Right.
The whole idea is you see what the problem is. You go with the
Mm-hmm.
medications that they give you, and you do make different choices, and you move on from there. I mean, it's just simple. Like I said, I went from 14 different medications down to 3.
Right. Speaking of
Just-
medication.
Just switching things out. So I'm proud of her. Really am proud of her.
I am too, Tom, and thank you. I'll let her know that
Mhm.
because she's really come a long way just in 3 months, 4 months.
Weight loss will do a lot for it. I got to tell you, this past couple weeks now, I've been
Just
dabbling
her
with.
self-esteem alone,
That's it right here. It's the mind
you
game.
know?
Yeah.
Because you can't control what goes on between somebody's ears
Yeah.
to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And her self-esteem is so much better now. And she's wearing bathing suits out in public. She never did that before. Not to restaurants, but I mean on the beach.
That's really weird.
I had my bikini on when I went to the hospital today.
You got an opening in my,
But I mean,
my water
she
nose.
goes to the beach and she actually wears a bathing suit instead of athletic, the biker type shorts, the
Yeah.
tight short, and a t-shirt. That's what she used to wear.
That's the whole psychology about it. If you watch some of these influencers, with keto and stuff like that, when Atkins first started this, okay, the whole idea was that it would cut back on epilepsy for people, okay, especially for kids, and then they dove into it a little bit more, but then people were starting getting away from heart attacks, where they were saying cholesterol has nothing to do with a heart attack, okay. It's from from carbs and stuff like that, the plaque buildup, and it's going on and on and on. Okay, to where you have, no matter what you come up with, there's always two sides to it, A and B. They're going to argue over constant bullcrap, but it's for you, your own mindset. See what he's saying right here? Ozempic. It's $1,000. Okay. That I'm dealing with right now. I got to go back to the doctor because I was on Trulicity and I'm having stomach issues. That may turn into either colon cancer or other obstructions, because what that stuff does is slows down your processing.
Your digestion.
It slows your processing down, so you're not hungry, so you don't eat. They jumped on this so fast, saying that it's great for weight loss and for diabetes and all this bull crap like that, to where now they're having people coming back with having side problems. So you got to be careful. You got to be really careful with that kind of stuff. What you put up in your yap has a lot to do with
that. It's simple. Calories in, calories out.
Well, so many of those medicines have got the crazy side effects that you could possibly get.
Yeah.
Like the Imbrel and Humira I was taking for years. That stuff.
Yeah, cause lymphoma, cause weird infections, different fungi taking over your body. I mean, just
all kinds
crazy
of weird
stuff.
stuff. I got lucky and I didn't have any of that weird stuff.
Yes, you did.
I
Remember
did?
the viral infection you got in your face, and I thought you had the mumps.
Oh yeah, that. Okay, so I
I'm
had some weird
serious.
crap.
He wakes up one morning, he gets in the shower. I'm still dead asleep because I don't wake up. He comes and gets me up and he's like, "Hey, honey, take a look at my face. Does it look weird?" The entire face, that gland right there, was this big, huge. I said, "Oh my God, you've got the mumps." First thing. He's like, "What?" I said, have you ever been vaccinated against the mumps? He said, I don't know. I guess he was. He was in the military. They probably made sure he was.
Sure.
But that's exactly what it looked like, was somebody with the mumps. I said, you need to go to the doctor right now. Do not pass go, you know. So he goes. Come to find out, it was not the mumps, but it was some kind of infection in the gland.
The lymphatic gland.
And it caused it to get really big, and it looked like the mumps, but it wasn't. So they put him on medication, and it was gone in 3 days, something like that.
Usually, like with that stuff like that, is where it's drainage. They can't. Your glands don't drain completely. That's why people have swollen legs, ankles, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's mostly lymphatic drainage where they just can't, you got to massage it and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But as far, like Matt says here, he said, I lost 80 pounds doing keto and fasting, but it's hard to maintain. It's hard to maintain if you worry about it all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Just live your life. You
And
know what's
today
good.
I was
What's
worrying about it.
yeah.
You know, I'm not going to worry about it tomorrow. I'm going to eat my boiled eggs, and I'm going to eat my fish, and I'm going to eat my steak if I want it. You know, whatever.
Once you start putting how can I say, putting like a weight on your shoulders about it. I can't have that. I can't. No, you can. You can have it. Just get it. You're going to know exactly what's affecting you one way or the other, and to back off the next
Tom, when we were religiously low carb, we would want potatoes every now and then. We decided we wanted some potatoes. So I would take one potato, dice it up, either fry it up in the skillet or do something with it. I give him half and me half. So between the two of us, we'd have a half a potato each. We'd do that maybe once every 3, 4, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Just when we wanted a potato. And it worked out for us. It really was good for us.
You know exactly once you, like today, what you had today. Okay, yeah, that's great.
Everybody read the disclaimer. Thank you, Jane Doe.
I am not a doctor or a scientist, but send me $19.95 a month, and I will make sure that you.
I'll send you a prayer.
You know what? This is real life experience. It's not just. Maybe it's anecdotal in the scientific community, but this is real life stuff that actually happened to us.
Right.
And I know that your story is your story. Right. And this way of living for you is required.
Yeah. And the problem is, okay, like everybody else, all right, I am addicted to sugar. No matter how you slice it, no matter how you do it, it's there. Okay, yes. So, you know what? Just stop and think about this for a minute, and I'll stop. Mm-hmm. Just stop about this, okay? I can have this candy bar because guess what? It's got no sugar in it. And I can eat this candy bar. That is the furthest thing from the truth. It's a candy bar, okay? Really? They put a different name under it, you know what I mean, for the sugar and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll know exactly what it is.
Well, move, Keith. Move. I'll show you something. Where is it?
Well, like you were talking about the Walgreens, they're closing stores, and they within the next couple of years are going to be closing even more. It looks like.
You mean like this?
There you go. Yeah. And read the ingredients in the back, and they'll say no sugar added.
No, it has
maltodextrin.
Maltitol. Maltitol.
That's an alcohol.
Which is probably
a sugar alcohol. It's a sugar alcohol.
And then there's cocoa butter, chocolate, polydextrose. Sugar.
Yep.
Cream, milk, fat, contains 2% or less of calcium carbonate, cocoa processed with alkali, maltodextrin, sugar.
That's the killer.
Sodium caseinate. Oh, that's milk of some type of milk product. Yeah. Lecithin, which is soy, and then natural and artificial flavor. Yay!
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's all in the. Yeah, it's all in the. One doctor said, if you want sugar, if you just had regular sugar, it would probably be better for you than all this other crap that they're
Well, that's
putting
what I
into it,
think too. If I want sugar in my coffee, I'm going to have it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And if that's the only sugar I drink all day, okay.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
But I'm not diabetic either.
Right.
You know.
Right. So I mean, it just even with the other stuff, you know, hey, like you went
yeah.
today to Cracker Barrel and you had your stuff. That's fine. I would probably be still in Cracker Barrel and ordering another one. Come on, keep it coming and stuff like that.
Oh, I could only eat 2 pieces of the French toast. I had to pawn the other piece off on Poppy.
I was trying to be so good, and
he doesn't like to waste my food.
I had to turn to the dark side.
Right. I just on this new channel that I started, I made grandma pizza from New York. Okay.
Oh, tater chips.
And I ate the living hell out of it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And I paid for it. That's probably why I probably had the shakes when I was cutting.
When you were cutting the thing because you were like loaded up on pizza.
Yeah. So, but you know, it's
You were delirious.
I was drunk.
You were pizza drunk.
I was grandma pizzaed up. So it is what it is. But like you said with your daughter, as soon as you make that determination, that guess what, she's eating better. She's
eating
making better choices.
Exercising.
That's the home run right there.
And the great thing about her exercising is not necessarily the weight loss.
Yeah.
It's that her joints are allowing her to do it now.
Bingo.
You know, she's not in agony every time she goes to the gym. Now her muscles are sore the next day, but that's perfectly normal. But she's not. Her joints will let her do it now.
Sure.
And that's all because of one medication that they're giving her right now, Celebrex.
Yeah.
You know.
And with your garden and stuff like that going in and eating that completely natural.
Yes.
Okay. You can't go wrong. You just can't go wrong.
Look, as many blueberries as bushes as I'm growing.
Yeah,
I have to buy one more bush to pollinate the Becky Blues. I need the Climax to pollinate that one.
Mm-hmm.
I never wanted to buy that one, but I'm going to because it says it's a good pollinator for Becky Blue. It's an early blueberry. It's one of the earliest ones there is. But the other ones, look, I'll have 10 blueberry bushes, y'all. I'm going to be harvesting a couple 100 pounds of blueberries once these trees get big enough. If I get big enough to see it.
Can't get no better than natural right there.
I know, right? And blueberries are actually part of a low-carb diet.
Yes, they are.
Not if you eat 200 pounds, but...
Well, there again, I mean,
you can put some in your cottage cheese or, Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in if you eat complete natural. When I say natural, like
out of the ground natural,
right? And your meats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You with your eggs and stuff like that. You're there. You know what I mean? So just adding to it. It's real hard. It's real hard to deal with something that's always there. Or, all the sugars and stuff like that. There's over 200 different names for sugars that they use. So,
Rebecca, I don't think her doctor is going to give her samples of that particular medication because it's an injection type. I believe our state does use GoodRx, but there's also a program with the actual manufacturer that will give it to her for free for a time period. I read all about this, or give her a discounted price of a whopping, I don't know, maybe $2,000 a month. So what? Yes, we went to Wendy's. I told you that. Y'all don't love me. We don't love you.
because you're a vile
She
beast.
pointed at my Wendy's cup and she's looking at us like we've abandoned her.
No, because every single time
Every time she goes to work, we go out somewhere
y'all go
without
somewhere
her
because y'all literally hate my husband.
because we hate her guts.
You
That's
know
the
what?
only way you can afford to go out.
It's because you don't do the dishes.
Murphy doesn't do the dishes either.
It's because you haven't cleaned the bathroom in 6
Bro doesn't
months.
even have a license.
Marie said the other night, she said, "Are you in the kitchen?" We were in a small apartment. I said, "How did you tell there, Dick Tracy?" She said, because I seen the refrigerator light glow.
Oh, but anyhow, right now we're trying to negotiate with her rheumatologist. We'll see him again on the 1st of June. We're trying to negotiate with him and get her on a systemic medication that is not this expensive one, because that's what the insurance company is requiring. We have to get her through this part, see if it works. If it does, great. If it doesn't, then we have to try something else. Basically, they make you go through these steps before they will agree to pay for the stuff that she really needs.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
You
that.
know, also check into an acai berry. It's called acai. Check into that. It's good for arthritis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all natural also.
Okay. Dwayne's always got something important to say. I saw a documentary on the native group of people. People who ate food that they harvested were healthier than those who ate the processed food. Oh yeah, I believe that 1,000%.
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting is I was raised by stepmother. My stepmother raised me for the latter half of my childhood. And I learned to cook from her. And she was raised very, very poor. So in our house, we ate beans and rice. And that's one of my favorite meals to this day.
Mhm.
I love beans and rice with ham hocks in it. You know, we ate collard greens. We ate pork chops. We ate so much stuff.
Stop. I'm starving.
But you know, she was a very good cook. We had mashed potatoes, we had gravy, we had all of it.
Oh, she's still a very good cook.
Yeah, I know. And she's like almost 80 years old now. Insists on cooking Thanksgiving every year. But she never cooked anything out of a can. She never cooked anything out of a box. Even though, yes, we did eat processed flour because she had to make biscuits with it.
Yeah.
But there was very little processed food in our house. Now, she did get all of the stuff at the grocery store. We didn't grow it.
Mhm.
But she would go get fresh bunches of collard greens or turnips or carrots and all of this stuff. That we always, during the summertime, we didn't eat candy for snacks. We had nectarines, we had peaches, we had strawberries, we had all the fruit that the grocery store had, you know, oranges, you name it. That's what we snacked on. And I am so grateful for that now that I'm older, because I kind of raised my own kids that way. I didn't cook out of boxes. Number one, I didn't have the money to cook out of boxes.
Right.
You know,
You
but
were a Florida girl, weren't there any orchards up where you were at?
no.
There was a guy the other day. The reason why I was making this orange pork pork tenderloin, I cubed up first, and mix it up in a little bit of a dry batter. And the reason why I was doing the oranges is because outside of one of the stores there was a Mexican guy there with his pickup truck, and he had the back of his pickup truck was loaded with oranges from California. Navel oranges. Okay. So I think there was 20 or 25 oranges in a plastic bag, and it was 2 for $25.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. So that's what I have, and I take half of it, give it to my daughter for the boys loving. You know what I mean? And there it is. It's natural. Okay. It's high in sugar. Yeah, it's high in sugar for me and everything like that. But I'll deal with that. I'll make different things from it, rather than buying concentrated orange juice and all that other crap. So
Right.
that's the kind of stuff that I like. I miss going to every once in a while. They'll start up pretty soon here to have an open air market where you can go in and buy stuff.
Yeah, they've
But-
already started that here. It's warm
Yeah.
enough now.
But there is a place out here. It's a Mexican shop, supermarket. Okay, it's called La Benita. You walk you walk into this place. I was like in awe. Whoa! Look at this. There was bins and bins and bins of avocados. You name the peppers. There were every kind of pepper you can think of, all over the place. So basically, half the store was all produce. Cheap.
Oh yeah.
Very cheap. Okay, like three or four zucchini for $1.
Oh wow.
Okay, yeah. So me going to Kroger or Smith's or something like that and go buy vegetables, I'll go to the ethnic stores,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you get a better bang for your buck the whole bit. So yeah, that's where I felt bad for my grandmother growing up as a kid. Every night she would peel 4 or 5 pounds of potatoes every night, make either mashed
Right.
potatoes or stuff like that. All the
Right.
vegetables and stuff like that. That's how I was raised. That's why the Sunday dinner chef, that's my passion is Sunday dinners.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Was the big to do.
We did
That's
a lot of that. You know, when we lived in Virginia and the girls moved out, my 2 oldest girls, we always had Sunday dinner with them. They would come over and I would cook and we'd all sit down at this table and have dinner with their boyfriends or whoever they were seeing at the time. All of them came. And that was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed that. And I really wish that we had the space to do that here in this house.
it's lost.
because-
It's a lost art anymore.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Right,
my
just
grand
trying to get a whole family to sit down at the table at
Yeah.
any time is
Right.
rough.
Yeah.
Right. One of the things we do a lot though is we don't do Sunday dinners anymore, but we will meet each other out for dinner.
Yeah.
Periodically.
Mhm.
And you know, because they have more room and nobody has to clean up anything and it's nice. And we all make fun of each other and
It has a lot to do with you know. Did you see what she was wearing? And I can remember my aunts and my mother. She had the nerve to wear a wig, you know, or that kind of stuff. But in the long run, it was you know.
Matt, that
bringing
sounds delicious to me.
bringing everybody
Really
together.
Okay, what did she say? That was our oh yeah. Look, Matt, I don't know if soursop will grow here. What do you think?
What is it?
It's a fruit and it tastes delicious.
I've
Now,
never
I
heard
don't
of it.
like the mushy texture of it, but you could make a what do you call it? Sorbet out of it. You could
Mhm.
it's delicious. It really is. It tastes like oh god. I don't think you can describe how it
Yeah, I've
tastes.
never had it. Never heard of it.
It's a tropical fruit.
Yeah.
And I believe it grows in South Florida. I know that. And I also know that Mona has a soursop tree now in that Houston area.
Mhm.
Well, I guess
So-
it will grow here then, because we're
Well, I don't know for sure. I don't know if it was sent to her from down south or
I'm
you
not
know,
I'm not sure where she lives, but I think it's closer than I realize.
it is
Yeah.
a lot closer than you realize.
Grumpus, did you fire up your smoker yet?
Not yet. I was thinking about doing it today. Yesterday, I was thinking about doing it today, but it was supposed to rain all day, and we didn't get a drop.
Wow.
You're talking about getting all the good vegetables and fruits and junk like that. When I was a kid, I lived right down the street from Tropicana, so I could tell when they were making fresh orange juice.
Mhm.
And also, my grandparents had all kinds of fruit trees in their backyard, their front yard, their side yard, and so did my aunt. And then also, Mixon Fruit Farms. I went to school with one of their daughters, so
Wow.
if there was some kind of
The
citrus,
Tropicana chick.
no Mixon Fruit Farms.
Oh, sorry.
I went to school with one of those girls, so anytime anybody wanted any kind of fruit, we could get it.
My sister-in-law, my brother that we were partners with in the restaurant, his wife, my sister-in-law, their family had a truck farm. They had 60 acres, and they would there was four brothers that ran the farm. Okay, two would travel south every day to Philadelphia, and the other two would go to up into New York and bring their vegetables. And it was every kind of vegetable you can think of. That was the first time when I was a kid that I had fanook, they called it. Okay, what do you call it? Tastes like licorice. Fennel. Fennel.
Oh,
Oh,
fennel.
fennel. Okay.
Yeah.
Fennel.
Okay.
Oh.
Like licorice. I mean, break it off and eat it like that. It was fantastic when I was a kid.
No, sir.
But
My
all
grandmother
that
loved
different stuff, beets and potatoes.
Oh, I
and,
love
mean,
beets.
and all that stuff like that. You don't see that no more. You just don't see it unless you do
No,
it
you
in your
don't.
own. You know.
One thing I want to try, I'm going to grow some radishes here in the next couple of weeks. They'll grow really quick now that it's warmed up.
Have you ever had them sautéed?
I want them roasted, but no, I've not ever had them sautéed either.
Oh, Charlotte.
I've only ever eaten them raw.
Same
Charlotte,
here.
take them.
I can't stand them raw.
Take them a little, peel them a little bit, cut them in half. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little rosemary, some olive oil, butter. Mix it up in there. Put it in the oven. Let them shrink up just like it was. And I'm telling you, it's not hot. It takes
Okay.
when you cook them, takes the hotness right away from them. Okay.
Okay.
And I tell you what, I'll take that over a potato.
Okay.
My,
And that's okay. I mean, that's a lower carb count than.
Oh yeah. Much.
Yeah.
Well, you just stop and think about it. A regular sized potato is 60 grams.
Well,
of
yeah,
carbs.
little. Then, well,
60 grams of
No.
carbs. So you
if
take.
I
You
like
take.
radishes, I could put away about 12 of them.
You know what? Marie would rather have radishes than any kind of other fruit. We always have radishes in the house. She'll cut them up. So.
Matt wants to know if you're Italian.
Oh, I'm Irish.
He's Irish.
Yeah, but I grew up around Italians, and I cooked in a couple different Italian restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Charlotte, you got to try that.
We heard
Oh,
the
man.
way you said that, fennel.
Yeah, fanook.
Apparently, I just Googled it, and soursop will grow in my growing zone 9A. But you have to protect it from any frost. So if there's if there's a hint of frost or a rumor of frost, you would
Yeah,
have to protect it. And I'm not sure that I want to go to that extent to
I don't
say,
want anything. I got a baby like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not much.
Because I mean, I got so much out there. It's got to be able to grow here.
Yeah, Grumpus, what's your favorite food? What's your go-to meal that you would, go out of your way to make or have?
Gosh, that's hard. That's like asking which one of your kids is your favorite.
Yeah.
Seafood.
Charlotte, and
There's two: ribeyes and seafood.
okay.
Shellfish.
Yep.
Yeah, same with me. Shellfish.
Love.
And I'm a big fan of Mediterranean.
Oh yeah, I like that too. Yeah.
All
So
the great stuff.
We're all on the same page because that's and what boggles my mind is go through YouTube and type in seafood dinners or there's not many people that make seafood on YouTube.
That is true because they don't know how.
So
That's
come
my suspicion.
Well, you either do it right
Or you
make
don't.
bleh.
You do
Yeah.
it right, or you eat dry fish, or you eat rubbery shrimp, or you
Mhm.
eat, crab claws that won't come apart because the shell is,
Cook too simple.
Yeah.
So the next installment I'm doing with the new channel is going to be like when I would get done work, we would get in a car and we would head into New York, and wind up going to a clam house, and we would sit down and have, and I call it galamad and shrimp.
Yeah.
Most other people say calamari,
Right.
calamari and this. So that's the big debate. Okay, calamari or galamad.
Galamad.
Okay.
Okay.
People don't want to say squid because it don't sound good, squid. But that could be some of the best seafood you could have.
Oh yeah. We had an Italian restaurant up the street there for a very short time, but they made the best calamari I've ever eaten in my whole life. It was tender. It did not feel like a rubber band.
Right.
Some places that cook it, You bite down on that, and it's like chewing an old-fashioned rubber band.
Yeah.
And this stuff was tender. It was flavorful. It was just delicious. You want
We
me to-
and different areas
Mhm.
in the world that make it. Everybody makes it. Just about every country makes it. But
Yeah.
how they make it. Some make it with pepper rings, and
Right.
all different stuff like that.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, it's got
sounds
a
good.
couple different ways of doing it. So I used to go into this one place called Vincent's in Lower Manhattan, okay, and in Little Italy. And I'd go in, I'd have my whites on, stuff like that. I'd be smelling like prime rib and seafood.
right.
And the one guy that was the manager, the owner, real coarse. What do you want? I said, give me some galamad, and his eyes perked up. Oh, you're not going to say calamari? All right. So he said, how much do you want this? You want your sauce hot? We have sweet, medium, and hot. I said, hot. I said, it better be hot. Okay, this stuff come out and it was purple. That's how hot it was. So I had to keep my mouth shut. And they didn't serve out, they served beer or wine. Okay, so I like my Chianti. But I would have my Chianti with ice in it. Well, this tripped this guy up so bad.
I'll bet it did.
Son of a bitch. He called me a son of a bitch. Anyway, he bring out this galamad, right, with the shrimp in it, okay, and this stuff that was purple looking, and I dipped it in there, put it into the smoke come out, whoosh, come out of my ears.
Bet it did.
He said to me, is it hot? This is baby food, all right. I felt like the dragon. He kicked the door, son of a bitch. He go in the back. Come out here, try this. So each time he'd go back there, it was lighting me up more and more and more and more. Well, me and him became pretty good friends, okay? Right. And he came into my place one night. Now, we were like out in the middle of nowhere. And he came in one night, and some waitress come in to me. She says, Tom, there's a guy out there bought the whole place a drink.
Oh, my gosh.
Says he knows you. I said, huh. I said, if he thinks I'm going to help him with the bill, he's out of his mind. So I don't know this bastard, you know. So anyway, he came in the kitchen a whole bit, hugged a whole bit, and we went through the same routine. So I made my galamad for him with the shrimp and my hot sauce. And he told the waitress to go back and tell that Mick in the back, okay, this tastes like baby food, the hot sauce. So we built a relationship. But when I would go into the city, they would tell me different places to go, places that he would go. So that opened my eyes up to a whole array of different types of, the foods. But the seafood, like I said, we're on the same page. Beef and seafood, shellfish, basically, is my way of going with things.
Now, I do love halibut, and I do like salmon. And there are some meaty white fishes that I like.
Charlotte, have you ever had monkfish?
Oh, yeah. I've had that.
Monkfish is a poor man's lobster. It actually tastes similar, very similar to lobster.
No,
And that's the ugliest fish in the ocean.
It is.
Is it?
Looks like Rodney Dangerfield with fins.
Oh gosh. Is it a southern fish or is it a cold water fish?
Cold water.
Cold water. Okay.
Yeah, deep water fish.
You can get
But
it.
the meat is just as light colored as can be.
Oh,
Fantastic! It's
beautiful.
fantastic.
But if you looked it up, you'd say, I'm not going to eat that.
Exactly.
I would
moly.
taste it. I mean, yeah,
It-
sounds
it's
delicious.
delicious.
What is a polvo guisado? Portuguese octopus stew. Okay.
Yeah.
Are there vegetables in it or
So I
Other
like all
thing-
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
you do?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I could eat octopus. I've tried it on sushi once. I didn't care for it.
Well, you probably got to
really?
cook it. I like my
Mhm.
sushi cooked.
Yeah.
Octopus
fried.
is great on the grill. Put it on the grill,
Yeah.
make it a little firm, and it's really good.
Okay.
Don't overcook it.
There again, it's
Well,
like-
you know that's all seafood. You can't.
Yeah.
You just can't
It's-
overcook it, and it's so
Especially this.
easy to do. You know.
Yeah, Portuguese food is really close to Italian, as
Oh,
far
okay.
as when it comes to the seafood and stuff like that.
Mhm.
There was
I'm sorry. When I
no,
cook
there,
my shrimp,
Mhm.
I put butter in the pan with olive oil and onions and all the things. And then I get it good and hot and I turn it off
there you go.
in my cast iron skillet. And then I just throw the shrimp in and let it cook, on residual heat.
We used to have people come over to the house in Florida, and what I would do is I would take the shrimp, leave it in the shell.
Mhm.
Sometimes the head's on,
Mhm.
and I would get my Kamado, okay, screaming hot, 700 degrees. Put my cast iron on, take that off of there, and I have an empty grill, and I would just put that on there, and I would add everything into it with the shrimp. Close the lid, all right, and just let them cook,
Oh.
and let them peel the shrimp and eat it that way, you know. And I would make like a almost like a like almost like a sweet and sour buttery type of dip for it.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
delish.
And just sit around ice cold beer and nothing better.
Wait a minute. Oh, just potatoes in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta have the what? Bacahol? Bacahol? Bacahol. I don't know what that is, Matt. I'm sorry. Let me look.
Google.
Bacala.
I have to Google things I don't know.
Yeah, the last big
Bacala.
cruise I did when I was in the Navy was a med run. So I made sure I ate out in town everywhere I went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spent 45 days in La Maddalena, Italy. That was great. She's kind of bent because she had to stay home. But she wouldn't go inside of a submarine, so it's her fault.
I always stay home. My son is leaving next week, 2 weeks, to go to Washington, D.C. on a 6-day vacation with his band.
Oh,
Guess who's staying home?
us.
Uh-uh.
We had the option of somebody going as a
Chaperone,
yes,
but it's still
she-
going to cost a lot of
She
money.
could have done it. It's her fault.
It would have ended up costing us
Double.
over $3,000.
Wow.
I-
Yeah.
I'm not paying that. I will pay for him to go. He can have a great time. Me and Poppy will go down to the B&B down the street, eat some prime rib, and go to sleep.
There
That's
you go.
my idea
Having
of a
a
good
house for yourself has a value.
Got to live your life
Right.
also too.
right.
Right. Go.
Salt codfish. Yeah, it's bacala. He was saying. I just didn't
That
understand the
sounds
spelling.
delish.
Yeah.
If an
Fuck.
Italian calls you that, he's saying you're dumb. Well, salted
Bacala.
codfish sounds absolutely delicious to me. I like codfish.
It's
When
good.
when I lived in Tarpon Springs in Florida, I was right by the sponge docks.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all Greek, and there were a couple
Yeah.
of different Greek restaurants we would go into. Sitting at the bar, having a few drinks, and they would come out with the tray, and they'd pull the cover off, and the flames would come up, and they would yell out, "Opa!"
No,
Okay, Opa! And I'm sitting at the bar, and I went, "Winfrey."
were they breaking plates and spinning them and stuff?
Got real close to getting thrown out of there, saying
I
Oprah
bet.
Winfrey, Oprah Winfrey.
I bet.
But they would the octopus they would do there was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good
You know, my
stuff.
family's Greek origin.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think it's fascinating because I really love that kind of food, but I've never been exposed to an actual Greek in my life. I mean, we're just, we didn't even know about our family history until, gosh, maybe
10 years ago.
about 10 years at the most. Had no clue.
Mhm.
Thought we were all from Florida. It's just,
You are.
that's where we germinated, Florida.
That's where they landed.
Well,
Yeah.
I like all the lamb dishes and all that kind of stuff. But
Now, lamb, if you do it right, can be good, but
I only like lamb chops. I don't like a leg of lamb. I don't. That's the only
depends on where it comes from and how it's cooked.
Yeah.
Young or old, you got mutton, or you would have older lamb, or you would have the younger, spring lambs with the spring lamb chops
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
But like braised lamb shanks and stuff like that, I I can tear them up.
Yeah.
Braised in what?
Oh, it's usually like you do a beef stew. Usually, wouldn't you say?
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I would actually, I would take lamb and braise it like that, but I would do it in a red wine with a red wine
Yeah.
reduction. Okay.
Okay.
And all you're doing is stewing it. You're just taking the meat off
Right.
from the bone.
And how long would you cook it like that?
Same way as you would do as a stew, probably
Hour and a
more-
half?
Fall off
no
the bone
more than
almost.
that. More than
2.5.
that.
Okay.
About 4 hours.
That's like
Oh,
that's
4.
like a crock pot thing.
Yeah.
You let it
Okay.
cook all day.
Okay. Okay.
If not, it would be tough as nails and have a foul taste.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the problem with lamb is that we're not exposed to it
Right.
the way other countries are exposed to it. Okay, a leg of lamb. I mean, I'll take a leg of lamb and I'll put on smoke it. You know what I mean? And I'd make like a garlic butter. You know, like and just paint that on there. I'd stick it in garlic into the lamb. You know, rosemary. I mean, unbelievable.
Well,
Just
like
good
you
stuff.
said, we're not exposed to it, so people don't stop to think of all the different cuts on the lamb. I mean,
Right.
look at all the beef cuts and the different flavors you get from beef
That's right.
or pork.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
lamb's the same way, depending on how it's cooked and the cut.
And which part it
It's going
comes
to
from.
taste different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they say it has the gamey taste, but the reason and see there again, you know, people argue back and forth about beef. Oh, you need to eat grass fed. Well, lamb is all grass fed.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't finish it any other way. You know what I mean? And it has a gamey taste. Well, because you know why? It's not caged up.
Right?
You know, it's you know free range.
Running everywhere.
It's
Yeah.
not fed grain its whole life.
Yeah.
It's exercising daily.
So, but you can't
Button
touch it.
beds with other lambs.
2 pound boneless leg of lamb out here is almost $60.
Oh yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah. So,
So
restaurant, we
which
used-
part is the shank?
and the leg
The small part of the leg?
coming down from the
The forearm.
yeah
the forearm.
it's-
Okay.
it's this
Okay.
part.
Okay.
Yeah. The first joint down, and then you have the the shin.
Okay.
That they would call it from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I used to take. I used to take the lamb bones, and I used to make a what do you call it? A lamb reduction
Demi-glaze?
and demi-glaze. Thank you. And store that and use that for for other stuff. Really good.
See, now I've never eaten goat, Matt. I've had lamb. I love it every time I've ever eaten it. Never had goat. I would like to try goat one day.
Oh yeah, a lot of goat tacos around here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Matter of fact, we used to go to Nuevo Laredo, Grumpus.
Yeah.
And we go down there,
Burrito.
and in the windows you'd see the goat ribs.
Yeah, 'cause they hang the whole goat up in the
They'd
window.
hang that whole thing. Safeway on FM 1960. Used to
Yeah.
Oh
have
my gosh, that's
have them all
cool.
hanging like that. Yeah, it's
Gary's
good
never
stuff.
had lamb or goat.
Yeah, I just spent 3 weeks in Montgomery, Alabama, and they had a Greek restaurant over there. And they said, I just got the pita with the Greek salad. And they were, well, what do you want on your gyro? And they said beef, chicken, or original. And every single time I got original. I didn't get all the other crap. Had a big
Yeah.
Greek salad with it, and I probably ate there 2 days a week.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, really?
Oh yeah,
You're going to have to
Good.
take me next time.
come on.
It'll be
It's
fun.
good. It's good stuff. You find a good family run small business like that. Go in there. You're going to eat good. You're going to eat real
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
You know. Said all this.
Even had some baklava,
Oof.
and it was good there.
Oof.
Oh,
I can't hear you. See, I got to take. I can't hear you.
Right. He's like, God dang it.
Uh,
I only had
Marie,
that a couple of times.
Marie, fire up the car. We're heading to Florida.
give
Going
me
to
the finger, Tom.
Montgomery.
Yeah.
Give me the finger.
I go like this. I got an idea.
Well, guys, I am calling it quits tonight early because, well, it's not really early. I've been on for 3 hours and it is now almost 1 o'clock in the morning. And I've been trying to go to bed on a more regular schedule. I'm trying. So I can. you know, when I get up at 6 with the boy, it's just like, it's hard. So,
Yeah,
thank
I gotta
for coming.
thank you for having me up. I really do appreciate it. Love you guys. You know
Oh,
that.
enjoy it, Tom. You know I always enjoy your company, and Grumpus's too.
I gotta
You
get
two
to
probably
sleep.
have
I gotta
my
get up. I gotta get to sleep because I gotta get up at 3 and pee. So and it's, believe me, it's a challenge.
So, chat, thank you all for coming in tonight. Y'all, I'm going to watch a late movie with them. Don't think I'll make it through. It's okay. It's okay. We're leaving anyway. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Hey,
Thanks for
I'll
having
be
me
back
on.
Monday night at 9:00 for my crochet live stream. So, for any of you interested in fiber arts and crochet and all that good stuff, come and join me. Okay.
And I'll get that camera in the mail this week.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, Grumpus. I really appreciate it.
And don't forget my new channel it's fire, cook, eat, repeat.
We need a link. Somebody
Put
post
a
a
link
link
in
to
there,
that.
Tom. Aren't you
I'll send it to you.
Jane Doe, could you please put a link to that channel in
Yeah, whatever he said.
Fire,
Cook,
Cook,
eat.
Repeat?
Yep.
That's a great name for that channel, by the way.
Are you gonna be
I
doing some
like
seafood on
that.
that channel?
Yeah, I'm doing all old school stuff.
Good.
A little history
Yeah.
behind it, and
Good.
it's my passion. That's what I do. If I get people,
Yeah.
I get them. If I don't, I don't. And I promise on that channel, I won't cut my finger.
I hope not. Keep
What's the
all of your
point
fingers
watching?
intact. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend.
Take
See
care.
you next time.
Y'all be safe.
You too.
Bye bye.